Scrag here.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up? I don't know if my video's working or not, though.
No, I don't see you at all, man.
Let's see.
Hey, we might be live, by the way.
Oh, that's all good. I'm trying to figure out the controls. Oh, there it is. Boom. I think I'm on. Am I on? Lights on.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I just muted my mic for a second to talk to the kids.
Okay, cool.
Are you getting any video from me yet?
No, not yet.
I
what's going on?
Chicago just joined.
Yeah, Chicago, I see him.
What's that? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
I'm going to unplug
Okay.
my camera and then plug it back in.
Alright.
Okay, cool.
It says my camera's on, but maybe there's a button on the camera? No.
I hope people are still like willing to join us. I feel terrible that I got home late.
I'm sure. I mean, because it's only 9 here, and it's obviously the 8 Mountain Time.
Yeah, it's 8:51. No, 7:51 Greg's time. So
Yeah, and then 6:51.
Put on your pants! Put on your pants!
I'm just firing up my other monitor here.
Yeah, me too. Actually, really quick. Let's go on to the live stream.
Yeah, I got 2 monitors now. I'm not sure if you guys know that, but I got 2 monitors.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
What kind of monitor did you get?
It looks like I'm looking up. It looks like I'm looking up OD, but I'm really not looking up OD.
Oh, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, my big monitor's behind me, and then my one for the live stream is right here.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I just use my phone, so you know I'm not as cool as you guys.
Oh shit, dude, there's a lot of people in the chat. Oh goddamn.
Oh, hang on, I'm not even on that shit.
Damn. What's up, guys?
Yo, I haven't been home for like 5 minutes yet. Not even 5 minutes. I feel like so terrible for like doing this so late, and I mean it's partially the MTA fault, partially my fault, mainly my fault. But
Yeah, I know that. Isn't the MTA pretty slow?
man, I could make a whole vlog and a half about them. Yeah. Shit, where the fuck is the chat at?
Wow, we've already got people asking questions.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
fuck,
awesome.
I can't even see this shit.
All right. Hey, all right.
Can one of you guys send me the link to that shit? I
It's
can't
just
even
on your
see
channel,
the...
man. It's on your channel. That's why you can't see it.
All right, let me go on my channel. Oh, fuck,
I know,
it
right,
took me,
Marcus? Yeah, there's a lot of people in the chat already.
It took me to Google Plus, of fucking course.
All right. So while you're trying to find your channel,
And I've had it for 2.5 years and I can't find it.
I'll ask the first question that I'm seeing, and it's from the Stevens Show. It says, "Do you like electric bikes?"
Yo, what the fuck? I can't
Okay, what's the
hear it.
definition of an electric bike, though? I mean, because I have 2 different like definitions personally for an electric bike.
To me,
Yo, it's mad people chatting it up here. God damn, can I?
Right?
Yo, what's up, Justin? What's up? Is it Felicia? Felicia Jones. I know you live in Rochester. Steven Show. What's going up? Electric bikes. I don't know. I did a vlog on electric bikes a couple weeks ago.
Drinking that Pepsi, I see, eh? I got my drink right here.
Man, I got nothing. I'm still in my work clothes.
Where's your girl, man? Where's your girl?
She might be in the bed sleeping already. I don't know. I'm still in my work. Look. I'm still like in my work uniform, pretty much, you know.
Wait, so why didn't you ride tonight?
I didn't ride.
Oh no, I say why didn't you though? Like why not?
It was 21 degrees today. It was like 14 degrees this morning.
Oh damn.
That's not cold.
Yeah.
Gotta bundle up.
It's like a nice toasty baby.
Let me take off my sweater so I'm starting warm.
Wait, what's the best type of bike to get for college students? Oh damn, that's a good question. I mean personally,
Any bike.
Yeah, any bike, honestly. But personally, I'm a college student, about to be done. I've been using a road bike the entire time, and it's done wonders. So, but honestly, any bike really. Just be careful because there's a lot of bike thefts on college campuses, so make sure you lock it up nicely.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So hold on a sec. I want to rewind real fast. The electric bike thing.
Mhm.
Do you like electric bikes? And Chicago, you asked, what's the definition of an electric bike? To me, an electric bike is any bike, whether it's fully electric or electric assisted. So
Yeah.
you'd say, you pedal partially or it assists you in pedaling, whatever. And so I'll answer that just for me real fast. I didn't used to like electric bikes, but after seeing some things that electric bikes I think are the wave of the future to get more people into cycling, and the more people you get into cycling, the more cyclist rights you're going to see as far as like sharing lanes, things like that. So I've kind of changed my opinion. Originally, I was like, well, that's dumb. The point of riding a bike is to get the experience of riding a bike. But it opens up the ability to ride a bike for so many more people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's totally changed my outlook on it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I agree. Get more people on bikes. Electric bikes are cool.
Yeah, I'm not against them at all either. Yeah, I mean, I respect anybody on a bike, really, like no matter what kind of bike it is.
Yeah, I did a whole blog about it. So the city, the mayor of New York, City, he's trying to pretty much ban the delivery guys who are using electric bikes, which I think is terrible because he probably went home that same night and ordered off of Grubhub, and a guy probably brought the food on an electric bike. I think electric bikes are pretty decent. They're not always like 100% throttle. You can go ahead and also, pedal system and like Ray, for example, he has an electric bike, and it's not just him coasting on like full throttle. He's like pedaling, he's pushing hard while using the bike. You also have to take into account people who are somewhat injured and can't manually push hard on the pedal 100% of the time. So yep. I think the electric bikes are pretty decent. I think they're pretty cool. I think some people just use them terribly. Like the guy in one of my later videos, he just like cut me off with his electric bike. But he was a dickhead anyway, regardless of the electric bike. So
I see a lot of.
They're pretty decent bikes.
To go off from electric bikes, here in Chicago, I see a lot of people that have motors on their bikes. You guys see that? And you were like,
there's a shop.
I've seen that. Oh yeah, for damn sure, man.
Yeah, that makes them gas powered, and basically it's a motorcycle.
Yeah, I don't get that, but I don't know.
You see that in the Bronx a lot. Like that's like the number one spot to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done any riding actually for the past week. Kind of suck. I'm gonna hopefully go out for a ride tomorrow. It's just because the weather here in Chicago has been kind of rough. It's been we've only got maybe like 2 or 3 inches total in snow, but it's just been like slowly going down, and then this has been really icy and cold, so there's a lot of black ice and stuff, and the roads are really slick.
That sucks.
That was today for New York. So pretty much outside my building, there's a hydrant, and like it leaks water all the time, and you see water leaking out of it, but down the block it's like all ice.
Oh really?
So definitely a lot of black ice out there today. So
yeah, that's why I haven't been able to ride too much.
Yeah, it was like that this morning. Our weather's been just really, really cold lately. We didn't get a lot of moisture, but this morning there was this fog, and the fog just froze the roads. So I got a text from a guy and just said, hey, be careful out there. The roads are really slick today. And I'm like, oh man, do I need to get my mountain bike down, or should I just try it on the road bike? And I ended up riding my road bike in and didn't have any problems until right when I pulled in the parking lot, and the parking lot was just a sheet of ice. And as soon as I slowed down enough, felt a little fishy, and then put my foot down, and my foot slid, and I'm like, crap.
Yeah.
But
you dropped your bike? You dumped it?
No, I didn't dump it. But it was just like
blacktop, ain't it?
It's blacktop.
Yeah, that's
exactly. Bad. So that's why it was so bad.
Yeah.
Hey, Scrape, there's a question in the chat for you.
Is it the last one there, the studded tires?
Yeah.
Yes, studded tires are amazing. I have them actually for my old mountain bike. So when it's more consistently like icy frozen, I'm gonna start riding that again every day. And I'll just leave the studded tires on it because last year when I put them on, they were amazing. Like you get so much more grip, you ride with so much more confidence, and you don't realize how good a job they do until you like I said, go and stop and you put your foot down and your foot slides, but the bike is just sitting there stable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Justin, where's your town at? I'm curious. But,
yeah, I asked him in the chat. Hopefully he saw that.
Yeah, my chat's a little delayed, anyways. I think he's
Yeah.
internet. But...
Well, everything is kind of delayed from the line.
Yeah, I mean, you guys saw way before I did. I don't know why. So I think it's just behind for me a lot.
Maybe yeah.
But so how many miles do you plan on doing for December for you guys? I'm way behind. I may be at like, I don't even know. If I look on Strava right now, I wanted to do maybe like 500 miles, or not 500, like 400 miles for December, but there's no way. I didn't expect the weather to be this bad.
I got maybe 40 miles to go, and then I beat last year's record. But the funny thing is, I don't think I deleted that ride I did while I was on the airplane, where I did like 40 miles in like 4 minutes. So I got to delete that.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I think I have about 30 miles left.
Okay.
I gotta check Strava. I probably got like 30 miles left, and then
yeah, it's so bad for me because this is no miles. It sucks.
Yeah.
But no.
My schedule sucks now, so I don't lately just because of how dark it is. I don't ride anything farther than just my commute to and from. So it's like 7 miles a day total.
Yo, you make mad money now though, so it's okay.
Yeah, mad money doesn't make the cycling thing like.
Hold on. I still got my wallet in my pocket. Like this is how like fresh out the door I am. Yo, Scrag is just like.
You're funny.
Just Scrag just throwing dollar bills around.
You guys plan on getting any new bikes soon? I know, Jav, you said you were looking into one for April or May or something like that.
Yeah, did I told you guys like what happened with the eBay bike, right?
With the what?
With the eBay bike.
Oh
the
yeah,
one
here
that I was looking at on eBay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy was really fishy.
Was he? Wait,
yeah, like he didn't want you to go get the bike, and then he pretty much relisted the whole thing over again, but dropped $50 for the price.
Really?
Yeah, totally a scam.
Damn, that's a shame.
I called it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you called it from jump. I'm gonna give you that one. You definitely called it from jump.
Yeah.
Ivan Bikes, -28 Celsius? What the fuck? That's crazy, man.
That's -5 Fahrenheit. That is dang cold.
Man, once I hit 20, I'm like, fuck it, I'm on the train.
Yeah, that's usually my limit too. Maybe like 15 or 20. I just don't like having a bunch of layers when I'm biking.
Yeah. I've been toughing it out this year, like purposely not layering up. And so I just wear my windbreaker with
I've noticed.
With that long sleeve. It's more of a summer or a fall jersey. It's not really even insulated at all. And it's cold, but just like I said, I'm only riding 3.5 miles to work, so it's not like it's killing me to do it.
Yeah.
Your like terrain doesn't change much, right? Because like from home to work, you're pretty much just on the street. You're not like me, for example. I'm going through a park. I'm going through city traffic. Then I have to cross a bridge, and through the park and through the bridge, that's like the coldest part for me.
Yeah.
So those changes, I really feel those changes, man. It's like really crazy.
Yeah, and like I said, I totally get that, especially for where you guys. One, I know Chicago, you ride typically like, I don't know, 12 to 15 mile rides. It looks like, and it's all over Chicago. And obviously, Chicago, you're probably a little more humid than we are here. We're super dry here, so it's a different kind of cold. And same for you, Job. I know the East Coast, your humidity is typically higher, so you've got more of that chill effect. When it's 28 there, it feels like it's 5 degrees here. That again, it's one of those things. It's really weird to factor in the humidity of it all, because that makes a huge difference as far as how cold it really feels. Like here the other day, I rode in the morning, and it was 14 degrees, and I didn't even have to wear a mask or anything. Like, I felt fine. But that evening, a little storm front came through, brought in some humidity with it, but it was warmer. I mean, it's like 22, 23 degrees, but it felt like it was 10 degrees colder than the morning.
Oh, okay.
So it adds a whole different aspect to it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get too much wind though usually, no? Scrag, because the mountains block it.
No, man. Where Spanish Fork is, it's in a there's like a super windy what do you call that? A canyon. And so right at the mouth of the canyon, there's all these windmills. You might see them in some of my videos. So I always joke around that they should have just called this place Windy Fork, because it's windy. It's windy constantly.
Yeah, same with your. It's never calm here in Chicago. It's kind of a bummer.
Yeah. But Job's camera died.
Oh yeah, it did. Or he put it on. Oh yeah.
I put it like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, I'm still here.
He's changing his clothes.
Yeah, you got it.
Get naked. I heard that zipper.
Wait, here we go.
Yeah, it's snowing outside right now. Great. What the heck is this alert? Oh my god. Yeah, I just got an alert for lake effect snow.
Yeah, we get that sometimes here, and when it comes, it's bad. Like, when the lake effect kicks in, we'll get 16 or 18 inches overnight.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So real quick, Justin in the chat, he'd asked a couple of times, what do we think about hybrid bikes? And I'd asked, what do you mean by hybrid? And he said, like, half mountain, half road bike.
Oh yeah, my friend from Florida has one. I like them.
I think they're cool too, because I mean, it's kind of an easy position to get used to riding, just the flat handlebars. I prefer road bars now. Like, I wish that I could easily put road bars onto my old mountain bike, because I really like having the multiple positions that road bikes give you, especially on a long ride. A long ride, just being able to change up where your hands are makes all the difference. It makes it much more comfortable over time. But skinny tires is also a huge benefit. So if you're not doing a lot of off-road riding or riding in terrain where you need really big, thick mountain bike tires, the road bike tires, again, just let you go a little bit quicker for less energy. And it's more pleasant to ride like that. So I like them.
To go off from your handlebar thing, the reason why I like the road bike handlebars is because you can squeeze, at least here in the cities and stuff, like road bikes, we can squeeze in between cars better and stuff, like mountain bike handlebars. Because when years ago I had a mountain bike and I couldn't do that with the bars that I had, but with the road bike it's so much easier. So, what's up, David? How you doing, man? Quiet tonight. We're all quiet.
It is quiet. Well, I've been sitting here just kind of trying to read through the chat a little bit.
Yeah, me too. It's actually going it's going pretty quick.
He's asking. David's asking where we live. Did we answer that question? I kind of missed some of it.
I'm not sure if it's for us or the chat, but obviously I'm from Chicago.
I live in New York City, the Big Apple, where Scrag in Chicago needs to come and visit me one day.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm stoked to ride out there sometime.
You know, it's funny,
scared, man.
I don't think Scrag will like it. You know, that's like the funny thing. I don't think Scrag will really like New York City. I think he'll like hanging out and stuff with me and like riding bikes, but I don't think he'll like New York City. He looks like he likes the country more.
Yeah,
you know, which is not a bad thing. You know, like I can understand your point. Chicago, I know exactly where I would take you. Turtle Bay, 51st Street in New York City. That's exactly where I would take you.
Yeah.
You'll get like all the college girls at once. No problem.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping to go out there in the next summer or two. That'd be fun.
Yeah, for sure, man. That'd be great. That'd be really cool. Davis,
Yeah.
Greg lives in Utah. Spanish Fork.
Yeah, I would even like. I'd love to bike out west again because I biked in Colorado, but I want to go somewhere a little bit more flat just to, because I was in the Rocky Mountains, so I want to go kind of where like Scraggy's at, like in a location similar to that where it's flat and surrounded by mountains. That'd be kind of cool.
Vegas is pretty cool. So a few of my subscribers they live in Vegas, and I think if I got the chance to ride on Vegas, I would have like a really good time. It's just that I didn't really like plan the Vegas trip too well, and I mean at the end of the day, it was for work. I didn't plan it out that well, and
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I heard Las Vegas it's starting to become a bike-friendly city too, because I think they just released their bike share program in the last year or something like that, which is pretty cool. I'm kind of surprised that they were so late on that, but
I did see some bikes that were very close to how City Bike look. They look
yeah,
exactly the same, but like just different, just different like decal or paint job or whatever you want to
yeah,
call it. Yeah.
yeah. I think it's only around the strip for now, but I think they're gonna extend it to other parts of
Oh,
the city.
I was talking about Old Vegas, so like north of the strip, maybe like seven
Oh,
miles north of the strip. Yeah,
oh
yeah.
wow, okay.
The strip, you cannot ride a bike on the strip. I saw one guy riding six on the strip. I'm like, this dude is crazy.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah, the script's insane. Or script. The strip is insane.
Yeah, too much fun out there, right, Scrape?
Yeah, man.
The time I got carded for buying Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
That is part about it. It's like he's got a beard like down to his waist, and you're asking 21. Like I guess if he started growing his beard at 8, he would be at this point. Yeah. Man, that guy. Well, it's because we sell alcohol. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You sell alcohol, but by that token, like you go to any 7-Eleven, shouldn't they card every purchase there too? But
Yeah.
That's true.
Know. It's kind of weird.
It's funny. The night after all right. So the day you left, which was on a Tuesday, I went to a bar that night, and these guys walked in, and they were like, "Hey, can we get water?" And the bartender was like, "Yeah, sure. I just need to see your ID." And I was like, "What the fuck?
What? For water?
Water?
What the hell?
So I asked him about that, and he was like, "Yeah, unfortunately, how the law is written, as long as we sell alcohol, I must card everyone who wants anything from this establishment, no matter if it's alcohol related or not." So he had to card the guys over water.
That's crazy.
That's just crazy.
So what if they weren't legal though? I mean, like, what if they were like 19, 20, but they couldn't serve them water?
Yeah, I guess they would die of thirst. I don't know, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking sick, man.
It's Vegas, man. It's bureaucracy at its best.
Yeah. Oh man. So I got a question. What state, if you had to choose, what state are you currently really wishing to bike in right now? For me, I would kind of like to bike in what was it? Oh shit, I forgot what it was. Oh, Montana. I don't know why. It's just because Montana. It's like so. Yeah, I know it's not really bike friendly, but it's just so beautiful up there.
It is beautiful.
Because I want to bike in a state where there's not high traffic, but it like has like a lot of beautiful scenery. Because Colorado, it's starting to become really busy there now. Because when I was biking, there was constantly traffic like whipping by and stuff. And but yeah, Montana is definitely a state I'd like to bike in just for once.
So my brother has done a trip going up the 101, which is the highway that goes along the coast.
Oh man, I have a story about that. What I want to do, but yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'd love to do that someday. It'd be even cooler to do it with my brother because that would just be awesome.
Yeah, the 101 coast. Yeah, the coast or that. What do you say? The 101?
Yeah, the 101.
Highway 1. People call it.
Yeah, isn't it Highway 1?
It's a highway at some points, but it's mostly like a 2-lane, like more old school highway. But it goes right along the coast, and
yeah, I've heard it's beautiful.
Yeah, and you're going. I mean, from Southern California to Northern California, you're going to go through several different types of beaches because some people don't understand, like California, because it's so big, the beaches are completely different, like from the north end to the south end. And so all the beaches are different. You're going to get along, the really nice, like Venice Beach, things like that down south. And then as you get north, you get the more tree, greeny beaches.
Yeah.
Right. But it seems like a really awesome ride.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. And you would camp the whole way, so there's all these nice state parks all along the road, and it'd be cool.
Yeah. How about you, Jeff?
For Justin Schwinn, the Schwinn speedometer, that's pretty good. I don't have it right here. So for those of you who don't know, like I took my Schwinn speedometer off and I put a Brighton on, which the subscriber gave me. In terms of what state I would ride in. All right, so two things. What state would I ride in? I would really like to ride in Florida. I think that would be like really, really cool. I think, just cycling in warm weather is cool. But I think somewhere like Utah or like somewhere out west where there's a lot of mountains, you have like this change in elevation. That would be really cool to ride out as well. And then back to the Highway 1 thing, I would really love to. Oh, and I would also like to ride in like Portland or Seattle, one of those two cities.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Seattle, but it just rains a lot out there.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. So like the story about flying. So I would like to fly like to Portland or Seattle one day, and then like rent a car and just drive straight down to like San Diego or maybe I don't know Tijuana, and just like enjoy my drive on Highway 1 from north to south, and fly back to New York from Tijuana or something like that. That's something I would like to do one day. So my wish list.
I heard to go back to your Florida, I heard that's like one of the most dangerous states to bike in.
Just because all the old people, man.
It's not only that. I think it's just because like it's always so humid there. People, I don't know. It's just like, this doesn't seem like a bike-friendly state. Like to me, no offense to anybody who lives in Florida. This is my personal opinion. I visited there a couple times. It seems like a one big giant suburb, pretty much. It's just all spread out, and there's no major like inner city besides Miami, and it's just I don't know. There's not great biking infrastructure out there, which kind of sucks. But I think it'd be cool to have to bike out there though too, just because it's kind of like California. There's a change of scenery from north to south.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you go up the Gulf Coast side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
I think Cycling Shadow asked a question. What's the coolest bike accessory we have on our bikes? Does anybody want to start?
I go with my trip computer.
Your new one, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I like it a lot, man.
Have you charged it yet?
I still have not charged it, man. I think I'm halfway. I think maybe it dropped down to a quarter of the battery, but this is like from Black Friday though. So
wow.
Or maybe on Black Friday I charged it, but I have easily like 3 weeks.
Do you have it in your description yet?
Yeah, it's in my description. Not in this video. I didn't get a chance to put it in, but like my past videos, it's in the description.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I really like it. I just need to get the sensors for it. So what happens is when I leave work, because I work in a financial district, the roads are very narrow and the buildings are very tall, so you barely get to see any sky. And the GPS can't pick up a satellite right away, so I lose a little distance on my way to work because it just can't pick up on a satellite. So I'm thinking if I got a speed sensor, could it like just get the speed and start building some distance, regardless if it doesn't know where it is already?
I think so. I think it does. I think you use the speed sensor, you set the tire size, and it will tell you the distance based on all that. The rotation.
Yeah, even though it doesn't know where it is, like I could get back some of my distance because on Monday when I left work, I lost about like 3-4 blocks of distance. So it's not like that big of a deal, but I only saw it because I was really paying attention to it because I knew that was a problem over the last few weeks since I've had it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the government kind of messes with GPSs in that area because when I'm like walking with it, it's like all fucked up. And even like by the World Trade Center, it's really fucked up, even though the sky is open. And once I leave the World Trade Center, it's perfect. Like everything works perfectly. So I think they mess with the satellites a bit or mess with our devices a bit so it doesn't like work.
Yeah, it could
Actually, I was gonna say, because I know a lot of times people with GPS sensors in places where they have tall buildings have a lot of problems, and New York obviously. But if you're saying it's happening more on like your start ride, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like the building I work in is like 45 stories or so.
And this is just the channels, like it's almost like being in a canyon, like you.
Yeah. And the roads are very narrow. So like Midtown, the roads are very wide, so you won't have as bad of a problem. But in the financial district, the roads are very, very narrow. Like one car can park on this side, and on the other side, you can only drive. You can't even park. Like that's how narrow it is. Yeah, so it's pretty narrow, and the buildings are pretty tall, so they're like right next to each other. So yeah.
All right. Well, for me, I don't have too many accessories on my bike, but the spokes that I have that go on or not the spokes, the reflectors that go on my spokes. I think there's about I don't know how many spokes I have. It's in total probably like 50 reflectors on my bike, and when the wheels are spinning, it's just the entire wheel lights up when lights are shining on it. And I think it's pretty cool, and it definitely gets you noticed, which is nice. So that's probably my best accessory on my bike right now.
Does yours make like various images like Pikachu and stuff like that?
No, yeah, I know what those are. Yeah. These are standard spokes that you clip on. Those are pretty cool though. I like those. Oh yeah, David, I think was it David? Let me go back up. Oh yeah, David's Cycle Vlogs asked, did it get any snow yet in any of our locations to ride in? Chicago, it's snowing right now, and I'd say in total for the past 2 or 3 weeks, we've gotten around 3 inches of snow. So yeah, we've gotten snow here. I don't know for you guys how much you've gotten.
It snowed on Saturday, and what did I do on Saturday? Oh yeah, it was SantaCons. Did you guys check out my Instagram on Saturday? Or not?
I didn't see
you guys did. It was pretty crazy. My story. It was pretty crazy. Yeah. But yeah, it was snowing on Saturday and people were still out. So long story short, what SantaCon is people dress up as Santa Claus and they just act stupid the whole day. They get really, really drunk and act stupid in Midtown. So like this guy wanted to take a selfie with me. I doubt he even knew who I was in the YouTube space, but he wanted to take a selfie with me. And then he was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna buy you a shot," and he bought me a shot. So,
damn,
all that happened while it was snowing. But yeah, this is the only real snow we've gotten on Saturday. I think it was up to 4 inches in New York City. I think Queens saw like up to 4 inches. We didn't see that much here in Brooklyn. It wasn't that much. Oh, actually, on my way to SantaCon, I was taking a train into Manhattan, and like a guy crashed on the bridge. So the snow wasn't sticking on the ground yet, but it started sticking on bridges. And I remember this guy was just like zooming so fast on the bridge, and I was kind of like, "Oh, this guy's going like pretty fast." Like this guy had to be doing like 50 on the bridge. And then next thing you know, all the cars came through almost a stop. And like this guy, I didn't see him actually crash, but he was like turning his car around, and he saw the back of his car was just smashed in pretty good.
Damn.
So, yeah. Yeah. So lesson of the day: don't speed on bridges.
Yeah. Yeah, bridges are notoriously bad spots, like especially if it's cold or icy, because they just gain or gather so much moisture. So they're almost guaranteed to have some kind of a patch of ice.
You also get the cooling on the top and the cooling on the bottom, while like the ground gets very little cooling because the air doesn't really flow at like ground level, but a bridge is like suspended in midair, so you get like all that cooling on the top and all that cooling on the bottom, and it freezes so easily.
Yeah, here in Chicago, they do a good job with putting like they're not metal plates. I don't know what kind of plates they are, but for cyclists to go on, because the original bridges, like there's like small bridges to go over the river, they're just like they're pretty much like metal spikes with slots so that air can flow through it. So it's just like super slippery for cyclists, and they forget. They must have forgotten to put some of the plates on the on some of the bridges because you literally have to go on the sidewalk with your bike because this is way too slippery. And if you fall, it's gonna hurt because like it's almost like spikes, almost like with the, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, metal grate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the things that kind of like interlock like that
Yeah,
in the ground?
yeah. Oh no. Like oh wait. No, not like that. They kinda like go up a little bit. They kinda interlock but go up and they're a little spiky almost.
Is that a bottle of Corona in your hand, man?
It is.
See, Chicago, you should come to Vegas, man. You and Joe could have
Yeah. I turned. I don't know. Was I 21 before you guys went? When did you guys go?
We made sure you were 21.
We were gonna put you on my luggage, man.
Yeah, don't you remember? It was gonna be cheap.
Oh man.
Oh, man. Yo, Scrag would have been at the strip club like, yo, I got dollars, yo, fuck it.
Oh man.
Hey, Scrag would just like keep recycling the money over and over. Like once it falls on the stage, he'll gather it back.
Dude, the best thing to do, you take rolls of quarters, man, rolls of quarters.
Yo, make it hell.
Yeah. And if they dance real good, you throw the whole roll. Whack.
Oh man.
Oh man, Vegas was crazy. Like, it's funny, man. I was talking to some of my managers about it, and actually, I wasn't talking to them. I was talking to someone else, and they overheard the conversation. And I was talking to this guy. I'm like, yeah, it's my first time in Vegas. We're like trying to get to the hotel room. It's great. You remember like how like to get to Bally's, we had to go up the escalator, and then you're in Bally's. And as you're going up the escalator, or before you get there, people are like, hey man, you want this? You want that? Hey, 2 for 1 drinks, open bar, $20. I'm just like, whoa, man. I'm just trying to get to my room and call it a night. And they're like stuffing all this stuff in your face. So like my managers kind of like heard that and they like busted out laughing. I'm like, why you guys laughing? You guys know that's true. Like, don't we go up the same escalator to get to our hotel rooms? But, like,
Escalator.
You know, like be prepared for that when you go to Vegas, man. They will definitely try to like get you. And then like dudes that hand out shit for strip clubs, hand out shit for escorts that start at $69. I don't know how much I could trust that.
Yeah, wait.
This kind of escorts in Vegas, of course they're top notch.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
They're up here, man. They're so high you can't even see it on the screen right now, man.
Oh man.
We fucked up. We didn't go to Pahrump, Greg.
You.
I didn't have a car.
I was down to drive you. I would totally Uber that for you, man. You just had to log in and select me as your driver.
Hey, I wanted to go to the place that Lamar Odom almost died at. That's where I wanted to go.
Gosh.
That would have been a good night because I would have woke up the next morning like, oh, what the fuck happened?
Exactly.
That's how you know you had a good night. When you wake up the next day, like, yo, what happened? We had a good night.
Yeah. I don't know if I agree with that, but yeah. Funny.
Man. I just uploaded a video. I think Scray, you commented on it, right?
Yeah, I was watching it while we were waiting for Job to get into town.
Yeah, it happened a couple of weeks ago, but I was in the bike lane, and there was like this like square metal or not metal wood
block. Yeah.
Yeah, like in the middle of the bike lane. I hit it head on with my front tire, and my front tire is my skinniest tire. My back one is a little bit fatter for some reason, and somehow didn't get a flat. And I literally about like 5 minutes after that happened, I'm like, if I was Scrag, I would have definitely gotten flat. I don't know how I got so lucky.
Oh man, because that's kind of exactly what I did when I got the first flat on my Defy after I got it, which was like probably a week after I got the bike. That's when Ryan was in front of me, and he didn't call out this rock that he swerved around last second. And when I hit the rock, I didn't just hit it straight on. I hit it like down the side of the rim, so it actually sliced up the side of the rim, cut a big old notch in the tire, and punctured the tire that way. So like a week later, I noticed that tire was like the tube was bulging out of it.
Damn.
So yeah, it was a nasty flat. And of course, I always blame everything on Ryan because
Has he been writing at all lately?
No, he's kind of pussed out. So.
Oh, is he done like completely?
Nah, he doesn't do the cold thing. His wife apparently loves him so much that she'll drive him to work in the morning.
Oh,
Drop him off, and
yeah.
they share a car.
Does she pack his lunch and? Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if she packed his fudge. You know what I mean? Yeah, she's one of those Susie homemakers that also has a job. So she does everything, and he's a really lucky guy. But
yeah,
I'm like, man, you make your wife wake up that early to take you to work.
How early is it?
He usually gets in about 6:30.
Oh, okay, so.
Oh, he's in at 6:30.
Yeah, I usually get around 6.
All right, think about this. I want you to think about this. You get in at 6. He gets in at 6:30, which is 8:00, 8:30 my time. I'm still not at work yet. So anytime you get to work, just think, man, Job is not even at work yet. He's 2 hours ahead of me. Just think about that. You know, I think it'll be funny.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I just think it would be funny if you thought about it on your ride to work. But I do notice that you're out there before the sun is up. So.
Oh yeah, and that's I actually was talking in one of my videos that I don't know if I'm gonna post it or not. That my videos must be really boring for anybody who watches them. I do them, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I swear if you clicked on it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you're gonna think it's the same video. It's like the exact same scenery, it's the same length almost. And so just making the videos and putting them up there, I'm like, yeah, if I was just watching these, I'd get sick after like 2 or 3 of them.
I feel that way about mine sometimes, man.
It's usually the topic though that you talk about in the videos is what makes up for it. So.
Yeah, and I do my best to try to make the topics somewhat interesting. Obviously I don't really talk about cycling stuff very much, but
yeah, I mean you can only talk about a certain topic so much, so
yeah.
But yeah. Oh wait, what kind of tires do you run with right now, Scrag?
Right now I'm running 28 mil. They're actually $10 tires, and I know Job's like, yeah, from Wiggle.
Oh, yeah.
They were the $10 road. Hi. My oldest daughter just got home I haven't seen her all day.
Oh, I think you're gonna say something from school. I'm like, damn.
No, I don't think from school. I hope not. Teaching kids these days. Let's see here. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the tires. So they're 28C or 700C, 28 mil Lifeline essential commuters, and I love them. Like, I'll tell you, the $10 tires that I'm running right now are worth every penny that I spent on them. But that's only because I didn't expect them to be like top notch. Where Job will attest, the what are they called? The Four Seasons Grand.
Oh yeah. The 4 Seasons are the worst tires I've ever ridden on in my life. If you're watching this, if you see the 4 Seasons over there, I want you to run all the way over there because they're just the worst tires ever. Like one day I brought my bike down. Like I rode my bike to work one day, so now it's the evening, and I took it downstairs, and the shit is flat. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
That's awful.
Holy shit, it was terrible, man. And so I went back to Gator Skins. I get a flat here and there, but I'm not like
I just got my
flat every other week.
Yeah, I got my first flat like a month ago. My first one in a year or so. But that was because it was rainy. It was like the first actually real rainy kind of fall season, and all this glass was coming out from the cracks in the road, and unfortunately I ran one over.
The first sign, the first real sign of me, of the Ford season being trash was I got a flat on one of the front tires. I have never ever in my life gotten a flat on a front tire, and I was just like, all right, fine, it's wet outside, so what can I expect? Mm-hmm. But that should have been like the first sign, like, just dump this shit. Don't look back, man. Just throw this shit out and just don't look back. Should have been my first sign.
Yeah, hopefully we didn't jinx Greg again. because that seems like it happens every single time.
I got
we talked about it, and then we're gonna see this video.
I got the ultimate fix for all my flat woes, man. Did you guys see the issue I had with the tires? Gosh, what are they called? The slime tubes. So
oh yeah,
I put slime tubes in because somebody I forget who one of the people in one of the videos suggested slime tubes, and I'm sorry if you're in the chat right now. I don't remember who you are, but somebody suggested get slime tubes. And so I was looking them up, and one day I was at Walmart, and they happened to have the right size 28 mil slime tubes for road bikes. I'm like, oh crap, just grab them real quick. I put them in. The next morning when I'm riding to work, after putting these things in, I go through this little tiny patch of what looks like grass, but it's like somebody swept up all of the yard waste, and it was every freaking thorn for like a 1 mile span of road was swept into this pile. I hit the pile, and I can see the thorns just flying up into the air, coming off a tire, and instantly my bike's like rattling because there's so many thorns stuck in the tire.
That's crazy.
I would have to guess that there were 7 or 8 between the two tires. And I thought for sure, okay, all right, this is going to be the morning I have to change 2 flats. And so I just kept going, waiting for the bike to, get that telltale flat feeling. Never got flat. And still to this day, I haven't ever pulled the tire off to fix it. The thorns eventually just snapped off from riding on them, and
that's crazy.
Slime did its job. So haven't had a flat since putting the slime tubes in.
Nice. But that's one way for you to know that it works.
Yeah. It's trial by fire, that's for sure.
Yeah. You love your gator skins until it rains. I completely agree with you on that. Mine are really bald too. I think I'm due for new gator skins because these are way over 2,000 miles.
Yeah, definitely. Like once you hit 1,500, you start losing grip. Once you hit 2,000, you'll experience flats more and more. Once you hit 3,000, if you need to do like an emergency brake, you can forget about it. Like it's gonna lock up. You might dump the bike.
Yeah, I think I need to get new ones soon.
Yeah, the only thing I think I talked about a little bit with the Lifeline Essentials tires was when I first put them on, they have a little bit of a ledge. So there's the tread and then the sidewall, and there's just this kind of like edge to it. So when I was cornering on the bike, I could feel that edge. Like it almost feel like I was turning, and then there'd be this lunge to the side as it went over the ledge. That seems to have kind of gone away now. That, or I'm just used to the feeling, and so I don't notice it. But when I went from my grand season, whatever's piece of craps,
bullshit.
Yeah, those sucked balls. I should give them away. I should do a giveaway and give away the tires because I only put.
No, you know what's funny? I was thinking the same exact thing because I have like at least 4 tires and maybe 6, right? So either 2 pairs or maybe 3 pairs of tires, 3 sets of tires that have very limited usage. I have the 4 Seasons, which have about 2 months on them, and then I have 2 sets of tires, brand spanking new, never been used, that came off tires that off rims that I've bought. That I would just love to just get rid of. Maybe I'll like put them somewhere and I'll just say, hey guys, I'm leaving the tires here. So when I come get them, maybe I'll do some shit like that.
Yeah.
I gotta get rid of that shit somehow.
Yeah, I don't have a reason really to keep them. I mean, I guess if I tried them again with slime tubes, maybe I'd like them. But at this point, I mean, they always rolled really well. They had fine grip. I didn't have any problems with the performance of the tire other than I bought them with the anticipation of them having better flat protection. And I swear, I mean, it was 1 to 2 flats a week.
And this was the 4th Season, right?
Yeah, the Continentals. The ones that you said
never bought the
specifically not to buy. You said, Craig, those tires suck. I think that's the exact quote. Do not buy them. And I'm like, oh no, several people have said they're awesome and that you're crazy. And you're like, God damn it, Java's right.
I remember in the video you were like, Java's right.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? Mike, Fuck the World 07, I can't remember his exact handle, but
Yeah.
He was like, the Four Seasons are great.
Yep.
Maybe you got the Friday night shift.
Maybe.
You know, and I'm like, I guess I got the Friday night shift, and this shit sucks dick, man. I can't do anything with these tires. I had like easily 4 flats in 2 months. So that's a flat every other week. Like I'm not used to that. I'll probably get a flat like once every 2 months, maybe 3 months, depending on like the time of year, the terrain I'm riding in, you know, stuff like that. But basic commuting, I'm not getting flats on my basic commutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and those tires are like $50 each. I'm like so fucking mad about that shit too.
Yeah, I got mine off Wiggle, so mine were $32 each, so half price basically.
I've been looking on the Wiggle, and I just I don't see anything that I'm too interested in. It's actually quite expensive, at least the clothing.
Yeah, the clothing is not the cheapest. Sometimes their house brand is called DHB.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that stuff goes on some pretty good clearance deals. Like right now, their summer gear, they were clearing it all out, and it was like 60-70% off.
Oh, okay.
You could get some decent jerseys that they normally were, I don't know, like $60 jerseys for $25, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing to remember too, because I think Job, you probably buy some stuff off of Amazon. I know you have the Sponeed or Spawned kit, right?
I should be like an investor in Amazon. I should have stock options because like every month I get like a ridiculous, like I have the Amazon Prime card, right? I swear to God, like every month I got like a credit card bill for like $200 from Amazon, like every month, easily. And I buy like the dumbest shit off Amazon. Like I bought a mop the other day. It was a very specific mop I wanted.
And you don't even have a floor to mop.
No, I got a floor. It's a hardwood floor I got, But the point is, like, all right, so look, people talk about like Amazon taking over the market, right? And the thing is, it's two major things. Number one, you go into Dwayne Reed, you go into a bargain store. Like, I don't know how things are in Spanish for it, but like in New York and most inner cities, you have bargain stores. You go in these stores, you look for your item, and you get the item. So one, they don't have the item. Two, you go in the bargain store, they don't have the item, but you don't know that at the time. So you go to an employee and you're like, hey, I'm looking for such and such thing. They have like the worst attitude at you. You're like, oh, fuck this. I'll just go back home and just order this shit off of Amazon. So those are two reasons why Amazon they're killing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will continue to buy mops off of Amazon as long as I live. As stupid as that sounds, it is my reality.
Yeah. Yeah. And for me, the Amazon thing, I'm okay with it, and I've grown more to like it, especially with just I can go get whatever I want, and it's almost the exact same price, if not slightly cheaper than buying it locally. Plus, it comes to my house in 2 days.
Yeah, and I have Amazon Prime. Like I pay for that shit, so like I'm gonna just use it.
So here's a story that you're gonna love if you like Amazon. So my mom, she's been an Amazon Prime user forever, and she lives up in like the middle of nowhere, Northern California. And so for her, the Amazon Prime thing was like killer deal, because to get to the nearest town, it's literally an hour and a half drive. Like she has to drive an hour and a half to get to any place that sells anything more than like eggs and milk. So it's like a good, like really good deal, to get something in 2 days. Well, Amazon a few years ago changed their shipping policy. They stopped using UPS to deliver out where my mom lived because it was so rural. UPS charged them extra money. So they switched to this like private carrier. The private carrier, because it cost them a lot of money to deliver out where my mom lived. This is out like I said, out in the middle of nowhere in the middle of the forest. They would wait until they had enough deliveries to go all the way out in the middle of the forest to like the 5-10 people that lived out there to make these deliveries. So instead of getting it in 2 days, my mom was usually getting it in 3 or 4 days. So my mom started calling and complaining and saying, hey, I bought this on Prime, said free 2-day shipping, guaranteed, yada, yada, yada. But it didn't get here for like 3-4 days. Every time she called, Amazon would refund her the entire purchase and let her keep the goods.
Wow. Yeah, they're pretty good about that.
So my mom, I'm having this conversation with my mom. I'm like, wow, that's great. And she's like, no, you don't understand. I'm paying for a membership to get stuff in 2 days. And I'm like, wait, mom. You are getting everything you're buying on Amazon right now for free. But that doesn't matter. They're saying it's going to be 2 days. And I'm like, Mom, you don't understand. You have more than paid for your Amazon Prime membership because you've gotten all these things refunded and they're letting you keep it. James, you don't understand. I want it in 2 days. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, and she almost canceled her Amazon Prime. Like, I had to walk her off the ledge. Like, no. Really do the math, Mom. I think you'll understand that you shouldn't be getting things in 2 days. It's a 2-day drive for you to go to the store anyway. So you're already saving the 2-day drive for yourself. Plus, it's free now. All right, okay, I guess that makes sense. I'm like, how does it, like, this is not a question, Mom. This is like a, holy crap, I found this weird loophole in Amazon Prime, and I need to exploit it. I started telling her, like, buy expensive stuff and see what the limit is. You know, buy a laptop and see, are they going to give you the laptop for free? You know? But, I mean, she was getting all kinds of stuff for free. I don't know if it's still like that or if they've actually worked out the issue with the carrier, and so now the carrier is actually doing their job and getting it there in 2 days. But
yeah,
you know, it's funny. I don't know about other people who live like on the East Coast, but like people on the West Coast, they seem to like if like something says something, they want it that way. They don't care anything else. Kind of like how your mom is like. They said 2 days. I don't care if it's coming for free. They said 2 days, and they need to hold up to that. People in New York be like, fuck that, man. Shit, I got my shit for free? Yo, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like the mentality is so different between like East Coast, West Coast. I'm not sure if other people like kind of see it that way, but like people who live in, it's usually like on the West Coast or like toward that side of the country. It's like, listen, you guys said 2 days. I don't care about the money. I want my shit in 2 days.
Yeah.
And me for free. I'm getting my shit for free. I can't complain.
I must be like that's from the East Coast and not know it or something, because I'm all about the
money. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Look, even Felicia, am I saying your name right? I know your name's spelled like slightly differently, but she's saying facts. Like, yo, that ass. Like, it really is like that. People in New York, like, yo, fuck it, man. Like, I found this weird loophole, and as you said, let's keep, bringing it up. Next thing you know, we're ordering $1,000 laptops. Are they letting me keep the $1,000 laptop for free?
Yeah. Yeah. I know that they have a limit because when I've told this story to guys at work, one of the guys I ride with, Jordan, I've talked about him in some recent videos. He ordered a Surface Book, and it was supposed to be there in 2 days, and it was like the morning of the third day. And I'm like, just call them, see if they'll do it for free. And he's like, oh yeah, okay, I'll do it. So he calls them, and he's like, kind of waiting, and they're no, they're not. Okay, are you sure? Yeah, no. All right. Can I get a discount? No. Okay. All right. Hangs up the phone. And I'm like, so what'd they say? And he goes, yeah, they said it would be there today, or it was out for delivery right now, so they couldn't do anything about it. I'm like, no, man, you didn't push hard enough. My mom gets stuff for free all the time.
All right. Check this out, right? So sometimes Amazon, and this is like me and my girlfriend, like we'll both have this problem. On our phone, we'll get the notification, such and such has been delivered. We get home, because we live in an apartment building, so it's very easy for people to like steal stuff. Sometimes they don't put it in a mailbox, like whatever the deal is, right? So we get a confirmation saying, oh, such and such has been delivered. We'll get home. It's not delivered. So we'll go on Amazon and be like, hey, it says delivered, and I don't have it. And they don't question you at all. They're just like, okay, we're going to refund it, and if you want, you can reorder it. So I'm like, cool. So I've been doing that, the last few months. And like this one time, I went through that process. Oh yeah, let's reorder it. And it didn't come like when it's supposed to come. So I asked the guy, hey, can I get like free 1-day shipping? He's like, yeah. We'll set that up for you. So, if your mom gets a little too greedy, she can get the item for free and get 1-day shipping. I don't know. Something to experiment with. Maybe. Who knows?
I don't. My mom's not gonna be like that though. She'll just be like, "Oh yeah, okay, whatever. I guess I'll just send it to me whenever. I pay for this membership. It's supposed to be 2 days, but I guess." Like, Mom, exploit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big time company. I mean, they're like definitely taking a lot of stores out. I mean, when you start shipping mops to fucking people's houses, it's a fucking wrap.
Yeah.
I mean, the next thing I'm about to do is start shipping detergent. I can't fucking stand going to the supermarket and buying detergent, even though it takes 15 minutes out of my day to get detergent. And I buy like the big one, like the I don't know, like 1 gallon, 1.5 gallon bottles. I get the real big one. I hate going to the supermarket. I think that's my next move is to start ordering detergent offline.
Mm-hmm.
As bad as that sounds.
Do you guys have Costco's?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Costco.
Okay, I was gonna say I always buy my detergent at Costco. When you said 1 gallon, I'm like, 1 gallon? Who buys 1 gallon of? I buy like 5 gallons at a time.
I buy the packs.
Do you guys have BJ's out there?
We get BJ's everywhere.
All right.
Oh.
No, I don't. We don't got them here.
I don't know what a BJ. Well, sorry, that's a lie. I don't know what your
BJ's is just like Costco. So out here in New York, we got Costco, BJ, Sam Club, like it's all the same shit. So back when I lived with my parents, we used to go to BJ's like every week or maybe even Sam's Club and get whatever. But now that I don't live with them anymore and I'm not willing to pay for a membership, now I'm like at Trader Joe's or like at the local supermarket. So that's my life now. But BJ's is pretty cheap. Like you can easily fill up your cart for $100. Meanwhile, I'm like at Trader Joe's and my girlfriend's paying like $200, maybe even $250 a time. So
yeah, the Trader Joe's near me, it's really, I don't know if all Trader Joe's are like this, but the one near me in Harlem is really small. It's tiny and it's super expensive, obviously.
What did you say? The one near you in Harlem?
On Harlem.
What?
On Harlem. Yeah, the street.
Oh, cause we have Harlem, New York, Harlem and Manhattan.
Oh yeah, no.
I was like, what the fuck? You in New York? You didn't tell me.
He's like, yeah, I just moved here.
Did you not watch my video about that?
It was a really long time before we posted a video, I will say.
I saw it. It came up on my phone while I was on the train, but I didn't get a chance.
Yeah, no, I just posted it before this stream. But yeah, no, the Trader Joe's, yeah, it's really expensive. But I know Trader Joe's is, the owner of Trader Joe's also owns Aldi, which I love Aldi. It's the plug, man. It's super cheap. Like really cheap.
All right, cool. I bet you know it's not cheaper than BJ's. Because BJ's is like ridiculously cheap.
Yeah. I mean, isn't Aldi's it's by you? I'm assuming. I'm obviously Jav by you, but for Scrag, is there an Aldi's near you?
No, we don't have any of the cool stuff, man. Like Costco's probably one of the most trendy stores we have. I mean,
okay.
What? That is just like a family store. Like you see nothing but families in Costco's. Like
Whole Foods is a trendy store for sure.
Don't talk to me about families in a store, because in Utah, like a family is literally like 8 people bumping around, hanging off the carts, and everybody has a cart with like 7 or 8 kids on it. Like that's a legitimate shopping experience at Costco here. Yeah, it's awful.
Whole Foods. I like Whole Foods because there's a big one here in Chicago where there's like mini restaurants inside the Whole Foods, which is pretty cool. Like little small diners. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually go to Costco right now. It's about twice a week for lunch.
Oh hell no, that's too. Oh, for lunch, okay. I thought
for lunch. Oh, if you want to talk about shopping, lately I haven't been going just because when I get home, Costco's like closed.
What time you get home?
Usually, like lately, it's been around 7:30.
Damn, that's early.
That's early, man. That's real early.
So
New York is like 10 o'clock, 11 easily.
Oh yeah, I know. And Utah Costco's are even worse because one of the things that Costco makes the most money on is their alcohol sales, and they can't sell alcohol in Utah.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's kind of a an issue with getting them to expand here. They were kind of being a little iffy. That's the same reason, like you guys are talking about Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's, they just opened a store up in Salt Lake because, like, for them, alcohol is one of their biggest, funding portions of their business, and you can't sell alcohol here because it's controlled by the state.
When you say Trader Joe's, you mean the supermarket or the wine store?
I didn't know there was a wine store called Trader Joe's.
Yeah, so there's one Trader Joe's on 14th Street here in Manhattan. Like, you have the supermarket, which sell wine, and then you also have like the wine section, which is next door. So it's like two separate things, but it's like owned by the same people.
Huh.
I guess you're talking about the supermarket then.
Yeah, I've only ever known the supermarket. Like, even when I lived in California, I didn't know that they had a wine store. I've just always known it as kind of the hippie, all naturally kind of
fucking fake people up in there.
Yeah. Like overpriced, whatever. Like, this would be the bargain brand anywhere else, but here it's like the top shelf stuff.
Yeah. Trader Joe's wine shop. Yeah, that's the name of it. I'm gonna send you a picture of it. It's great. Like, okay. I'll show you, like, on 14th Street. So I'll pass this every now and again. Yeah. I mean, they have very cheap wine. Like, you can easily spend like $5 in there and like get like wine. I don't know how great it is. It tastes okay, but it's probably not the best for your health.
Yeah.
Like everything in life.
No, anything that's not what we call grocery store beer here, like, the only alcohol you can buy at a non-state run alcohol facility, I don't know what you call it, the state run liquor store, that's what it is. It's called grocery store beer, and the beer is a lower percentage of alcohol than like regular beer that you'd get anywhere else.
How much more low do they want to go, man?
So I don't know the exact percentage, but what I've heard is it takes $3 or not dollar store beers, 3 grocery store beers to equal 1 regular like beer from a normal state.
Oh, that must suck.
Something like that. It might not quite be that. It might be like 2 for 1, but still, it's a significantly lower percentage of alcohol. And then if you want anything beyond that, wine, hard liquor, like regular beer, that's the normal percentage, you have to go to the state-run liquor store, and it's only open Monday through Saturday from like 1 in the afternoon to 6 o'clock at night.
That sucks. Meanwhile, here in New York, you could go to a liquor store from like 11 in the morning to like 11 at night, or maybe even 12, to midnight, very easily. Yeah, it's so different here, man, in New York. Like, everything is so integrated. So a lot of liquor stores even do like lottery tickets and stuff.
Yeah, and that's what I'm used to from California and like Las Vegas, Nevada, things like that. So it's really crazy here in Utah because the state is run by Mormons, plain and simple. And so the religion is really inundated in the government. And so they have a lot of, I guess you could say it's archaic laws as far as how they control stuff. And I mean, it is what it is. I like the state. I'd prefer to stay here than go to California again. But there are some things that I look at, I'm just like, you could make so much more money for schools if you had a lottery, or if you sold the alcohol in grocery stores and taxed the crap out of it and give a larger percentage of the sales tax to schools. Like, that's how we could fund our schools, because our schools are some of the most underfunded schools. And a large part of it is because the only place that the school funding comes from is the housing, and the houses are still so cheap here that they're not making a ton of money off of the taxing. So
they need me to come through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, let's avoid the whole taxation is theft talk.
Oh man, that's inside joke from Vegas, guys.
Yeah.
I'm looking at what Freddie is saying here. He's saying that a liquor store in the Bronx is open from 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Man, that's fucking rough. Who the fuck is going to a liquor store at 8 in the morning? Like, is your life like that bad? You just gotta get up early just to get fucked up?
Yeah, that's crazy. 8 a.m. is pretty early.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
Wow.
All right, so sorry.
That picture you sent me.
Yeah. So that's the that's outside of Trader Joe's. So what you're looking at, that's the wine section. Further to the left is the supermarket section.
Interesting.
Yeah, man, you gotta come out to New York and you might go back to Utah and you're like, hey, you don't look at your wife and you're like, hey babe, I can't live here no
more. Probably not. Mostly because I know I don't like large population anymore, man. When I go to California to visit family, and I go to the city that I grew up in, and it's gotten 2 times or 3 times bigger, I hate it. Like being stuck in traffic or just people are everywhere all the time. One of the things I love about Utah is if you want to get something done, you can go out on not always on a Sunday, but generally on a Sunday. Like if you need to go do some serious shopping, Sundays, the stores are dead. Like everybody's at church. So yeah, go to the store and you can just cruise around, fill up your cart, get checked out. Like there's nobody there, man. It's like a ghost town. But Saturday nights though, because everybody here, because they have to go to church and they don't want to spend money on Sundays because God said so or something. They do all of their shopping Saturday night.
What do you say? Bachelor pad? Bachelor pad?
Why you turned off the light? God, she won't let me have a bachelor pad in the Bronx with all those nice Latinas? God, what kind of country is this, man?
I thought this was America. I'm the free.
That just made my night.
That's funny.
Yo, Freddie's trying to get me kicked out, man.
Started at 8 a.m.
Oh, shit. No, I'm not gonna lie. Living here in Brooklyn is pretty cool. I think the number one thing I like about living here in Brooklyn is I'm so much closer to work. I'm only 6 miles away from work, as opposed to where I used to live in the Bronx, where I was 17 miles away from work.
Damn, really?
At least by bike. Oh, don't get me started on my train commute, man. Don't get me started. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Greg is getting in trouble now.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Uh-oh.
Oh, he muted his shit. He's smart.
Yeah, no, my daughter was just asking if I would take her to the grocery store when I was done here, and I was like, sure, not a problem. She's like, when are you going to be done here? Like, I don't know. She's like, it's okay. Macy's is open 24 hours. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Wait, what?
Oh, our grocery store here is called Macy's. I know, it's crazy, right?
Oh.
Really? Yeah.
I thought you meant Macy's. I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah, Macy's here, they sell clothes and, like, eggs and bacon and stuff. Yeah. But the the chat's just like rolling tonight. I'm actually kind of surprised. Do you guys have women's underwear wine in the USA? What? Women's underwear wine in the USA? Is that where they just like filter the wine through women's underwear?
That must be some good.
Do you know
wine,
what that is?
Man.
No.
Oh.
Wait, let me see what?
I don't know.
Put wine in like tampon holders.
Wine and tampon holders.
What?
I don't know. Somebody's asking about women's underwear wine. I don't get it. Justin, you're gonna have to clarify that. I'm a little disgusted right now.
Wine-scented underwear.
Wine-scented underwear?
Yeah, like.
Why do you know about that?
Because people talk about it.
My 13-year-old daughter knows about wine-scented underwear. I'm a little.
No, it's because people at school, they're like, oh,
okay.
have you heard of this?
You're not going to school anymore.
I'm so down. I am
Okay.
so
All right.
down.
Okay. You need to Go find some beer flavored vodka sandals or something.
Sandals.
Yeah. Gross. It's gross. You guys have women's underwear scented wine for guys? What? Hey, Justin, I think you've been drinking too much, man. Guys who don't like beer. That's not a guy. Guys who don't like beer. I've only known one guy who didn't like a beer, and he wasn't a cool guy. So.
I'm not big on beer, but I'll drink beer not to look like a bitch.
I know, I was talking about you.
Like, yeah.
Just playing. I just found out that my 13-year-old daughter knows about wine-flavored underwear or something. I'm not so sure. I feel good now. Oh man, that's where I'm at.
Sorry, on the phone.
No, you're good. Hey, did you get your screen fixed, Chicago?
No, I did not. Unfortunately, it's completely cracked. It's $200 to repair it. I'm like, fuck that.
You gotta step up your porn career so you can get some more.
Yeah. I've been telling people, check out Chicago POV on Pornhub, and subscribe to him.
It's making a killing for me. You guys gotta try it out.
I would do it, just put a mask on my face. I'll collect the money. Don't get me wrong, but I'll put a mask on my face.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dude, you only live once, man. Like, just do it.
Yeah, you only live one time.
And especially because you got a pretty sweet setup for your computer, right? So you could stream some stuff in high definition.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, you guys are too much.
I haven't really been playing too many games on my gaming computer for the past month or so. I bought it I built it for $1,500 and haven't been using it too much. Kind of a bummer.
Because your Twitch account, you had a pretty solid increase in your Twitch.
Yeah, and I just stopped. Yeah, it took way too much time.
Did it? I saw that your issue also seemed to be your schedule, sticking to your schedule, and I know that's kind of a big thing.
Yeah.
Being legit. Okay, this is what I'm doing at this time. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't do a schedule like that with work. Freddie, it's the LG G6. But yeah, I've only had it for a month.
I felt bad.
Hey guys, so a subscriber of mine want me to read a story. So all right. So I have a story for you guys. I was going downhill at 40 kilometers an hour, and I went to turn without braking. And then once I started turning, I realized I was going straight for a highway barrier. And I was still not braking because I was nervous, and I hit the curb, did a front flip, and landed on my back on the curved highway barrier, then rolled into the ditch. I was scratched everywhere, but my bike had one tiny scratch and seemed to keep going into the ditch without any issues. But I couldn't get help, so I just kept riding and went to school, and I was fine. Sound like a rough
I
commute,
saw
man.
that in the chat. Yeah, was that Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote that in the chat too, or a portion of it. Yeah, that's crazy. I've never had any serious crashes on my bike. Fortunately, knock on fake wood. Only time was when that car hit me, but it wasn't severe.
That car hit you. That guy hit you.
Yeah, the old guy. I'm telling you, man. I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be an ageist or anything, but I feel like when you get to a certain age, I feel like you need to retake your driving test over and over again because I don't know. I feel like the main culprits on the road right now are people that are older and teenagers.
Yeah. Didn't one of you guys have a question on your channel under the?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Wasn't it something about that?
Yeah. Pretty much, should people be obligated to retake their driving test every so often? And I think yes, because pretty much driving safety changes over time. So over the last few months, I've been reading a lot about pilot safety and how has aviation changed over the last 3 decades. And you see that pilots are, one, trained better, two, have to constantly go in for training. So let's say if you acquired your driver's license in North Carolina and you moved to New York, you just transfer your license. At no point did you have to. I'm just assuming North Carolina has no reverse parallel parking. In New York State, you must complete parallel parking to get your license. So you could live somewhere else under different rules, come to New York, and now all of a sudden it's different rules, but you're not trained for those rules. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Or the day, I mean, there's a lot of discrepancies with, or maybe not discrepancies, but a lot of nonsense with what you could do with a driver's license. So think about it. Like the first day you get your driver's license, you learn in like a little PT Cruiser, and you could go drive a U-Haul truck that's up to 26 feet long.
Yeah.
A Class D license will allow that in New York State. It doesn't make sense, you know. Or like you get your motorcycle license, and you're like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna get an H2, which is like ridiculous. I don't know if anyone here watches Do It With Dan, but he has an H2. It's like a 300 horsepower motorcycle. It's just crazy, like the stuff you can do here in America with very little training.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like so many people lives on the line. And so yeah, I think once every so often you should definitely have to do some kind of class to keep your license. I think that's really important. You know, a lot more research is done. I remember like my dad has been driving from the 90s. He told me that back in his time, obviously wearing a seatbelt was not the law. It wasn't, I guess, the law to not wear a seatbelt. And people would just say, oh, if I end up in a crash and I don't have my seatbelt on, right before I crash, I'll put my hand on the dashboard so that way I don't go flying through the window. And so many people suffered like shoulder injuries from that. You know, it's like, just wear the seatbelt.
Yeah.
So like throughout time, there are different type of road users and things like that, like road infrastructure change. I don't know if you guys ever noticed this, but like when I start my morning commutes, on the right side of the road, there's like a part that's kind of like browned out. I was reading the other day, browned out areas that are supposed to be an extension from the sidewalk, so only people are supposed to be there. And I'm like, like no one emailed me that shit.
Yeah.
Like how was I supposed to know? I was just supposed to guess and kind of like figure it out. So certain things like that need to be told to drivers so they know and they'll have a better chance of not hitting someone. You know. I definitely don't think that's going to be the deal in New York. It's just like, hey, you got your license. If you kill someone, you kill someone. You know, go figure it out.
Yeah.
But
see, that,
you know, I just don't see it happening.
That's one of those things that I kind of talked about at one point in one of my videos, like the licensing requirements for cars and for handguns, right, or for guns. In some states, like it's almost impossible to get a license for a gun, but you'll give a 16-year-old a license to a car. And the amount of people who are killed every year in automobile accidents that are usually caused by either inexperienced or reckless, you know, and a lot of the times it's because of age. You look at it and you go, okay, the younger the person is, the more likely that they're gonna have one of these major catastrophic, you know, crashes. It seems silly to me that it's like, okay, well, handguns and guns and all that, like your minimum age is 21 already. Don't make it any harder than that. But the loopholes, or not loopholes, the things that the hoops that people have to jump through in order to get a gun in some states, I look at them just like, okay, and that's a protected right. Like you have a right to own a gun. You don't have a right to own a vehicle. Like that's not something the founding fathers knew about, but at the same time, it's not protected. But
hey, can we see a gun real quick? Just show everyone. Hold on, I'm gonna lock the screen onto Greg real quick. Yo, just show that shit to everyone, yo, because some people might be new to this. They don't know that you carry this shit literally everywhere you go.
Is it logged on him?
Is it what?
Yeah, it was logged onto him. Yeah, I just logged onto him for a few seconds.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I see it now on the stream. Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, that kind of wait. What kind of gun is that? Is that a Ruger?
No, it's a Smith & Wesson M&P.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. No,
that just sounds Western.
Smith & Wesson? They're one of the old school
ones.
Yeah,
that just sounds so Western, man. That sounds like some shit straight out of the West. Like, yeah, this is normal.
Yeah, you can't go too far west or you wind up in California, land of the gun-free zone.
But you could get weed there pretty easily, right?
Yeah, almost everywhere now, man. Utah's completely surrounded. So Nevada, it's legal, or at least Las Vegas. I don't know if the whole state of Nevada, but I think the whole state of Nevada. Do you remember when we were on the Strip, all the people smoking weed?
Yeah, that guy by Mandalay Bay.
Yeah.
Remember him? Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, yo, someone's smoking weed, and he's like, yeah, man, it's legal everywhere. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that. Shit, no one sent me a memo about that.
I remember the year before when I was in Vegas, they were putting it on the ballot, and so obviously it passed. And then California, it's legal. So on the west of us, or to the west, we have Nevada, right? And then to the east, we have Colorado. It's legal there. Eventually, it's going to be legal down in probably New Mexico. That's another pretty liberal state. And Idaho's pretty conservative. I doubt it'll be legal up there anytime soon.
It's crazy how far west Idaho is. I didn't quite realize that until I looked on the map, like before going to Vegas.
You say how far or how close?
How far
Oh.
Idaho is from New York. I didn't quite realize that until I looked on the map, and I didn't realize how close Green Bay is until I looked on the map. I was like, oh wow, that shit's like not that far from me.
Yeah.
I always thought like Green Bay is like really far west for some reason.
Wait, Green Bay, Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it's not too far. It's like a 2 hour drive here.
Yeah, which is like really close to you. I don't know, for some reason I always felt like Green Bay was like really far west and really far north because like it snows all the time out there.
Yeah.
They just get the lake effect, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Which we're getting. Yeah. I just looked outside. We're definitely getting a lake effect snow right now. Sucks.
Yeah, we're probably getting some cold front or something. It's been pretty cold today, so it was weird. It was like really warm yesterday. It was like 48 degrees when I woke up, and this morning when I woke up, it was in the teens.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cold this morning. Like all today, but especially this morning.
Yeah. Jeff, someone asked you. Ham asked you a question in the chat. I don't know if you see it or not. About getting a new road bike.
Okay. All right. So new road bike. Probably in April or May, or maybe even March, like right in that area. I'm not gonna say what bike it is, but like Scrag in Chicago, you guys know what bike I really have my eyes on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna show up one day on the channel with a new bike. Like I'm just gonna have a real video.
That's how you gotta do it.
I'm gonna just be riding to work like, oh yeah, by the way, it's full carbon fiber. Everything is carbon fiber, even the rims are carbon fiber, like everything. Like Peter Sagan gave me this bike, man. Like
I'm just afraid of getting a new nice bike and it getting stolen. The thing with a lot of the times my clients, I can't put my bike in my clients' apartments or something like that, or if I'm just really quickly walking a dog or something like that, I leave it outside for 15, 30 minutes or something like that. Your bike can get stolen in a matter of seconds. So I'm just afraid of something like that happening. That's the only thing. But I mean, I can't have thieves deter me from getting a nice bike that I want.
I mean, you can get it insured too. There's bike insurance.
Yeah, that's true.
There.
Yeah.
For the actual bicycle is something for your health.
Yeah, not only that, isn't it like a lock? Like I forgot what lock it is. It kryptonite, where if you lock your bike with kryptonite and it gets stolen, they give you the money to buy the new bike?
Man, don't trust that.
I was just gonna say that.
No, I know. I don't trust it, but I heard that.
Yeah, that's how they sell the locks. And then they say,
but wait,
did you have the lock on the left side of the bike or the right side of the bike?
That's
and you're
true.
like, I don't know. And then they're like, exactly. Yeah, we can't cover that. Yeah. They ask you three questions.
Did you put the lock on the frame or did you just put it on the rim?
Oh my God. Don't even get me started with people just locking the rims. Yeah. At my school, there's so many people, they have like detachable wheels and they just lock the wheel or the rims. Like, why? Like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
And they're there for like days and days and days. They never move.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I look at some of the bikes around here and I think, yeah, people don't have their stuff locked up right. There's actually a guy that I follow on Instagram. He was one of the guys that I worked with at the Bicycle Collective that I volunteered at for a while last year. And he goes to BYU, so that's the local major campus. I'm guessing most people know about BYU is. He will take pictures of bikes that are just like in the bike stalls, not locked up. And there's a kid who's sponsored. He's a local kid that's sponsored by one of the bike shops and has this like $7,000 road bike that he just leaves unlocked.
What?
At the campus. And this kid, his name's Austin. He will post pictures of this bike constantly. I'm just like, and it still hasn't been jacked in all these years. But
that's crazy. That thing would be snapped up in a minute here in Chicago, even if it was locked. $7,000 road bike, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those like I don't know if it's a time trial bike, if it's just a race bike, but it's a Trek.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Whatever, but like the value of it is somewhere in the $7,000 range. But
wow,
that's Utah for you. It's one of those states where sometimes you get some bad like times. People like right now on the local Facebook channels, people in the community channels are like, yeah, lock up your stuff. People are out thieving. It's that time of year.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
it's kind of sad.
Yeah, well, when I was I don't know if I can share too much information about this because it's confidential, but at the PD, I'm going through some reports and stuff, and it pisses me off how many just in one neighborhood alone, and this is supposedly a quiet neighborhood on the northwest side of Chicago, and I was going through the reports and stuff like that because I was helping them out, and like there's at least 3 or 4 bike thefts a day just in this neighborhood alone, and a lot of them are from the train station, like at the CTA train station, because like what we have is at that one train station you can like it's pretty much like I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's like levels of bike parking pretty much, where you can park your bike on top of somebody else's bike and stuff like that. And bike thieves just have a field day there and just steal so many bikes. But it pisses me off, like how many bikes are stolen. At least here in Chicago, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy for sure, man. I mean, I'm sure like New York is probably similar.
Yeah.
When it comes to bike theft. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in a way, I kind of wish that bikes were like cars and motorcycles where we had license plates and a cop pull up behind you and like, oh, hey, your bicycle don't have a license plate. What's that about? Next thing you know, it's stolen, and then maybe you get your bike back. But
yeah,
that would cost us money overall. I mean, I'm not sure what's the best thing overall for that, but
yeah.
yeah.
I think it was Felicia talking about bike alarms. And actually, I've never heard of bike alarms before. That's pretty interesting.
I've seen it, but I haven't really researched them.
Yeah, I've never actually heard of that.
I've seen this thing. It's not specific to bikes, but you can use it on your bike, where you put this little like it's like a pill in a way. You put it in your down tube. You just put your seat post back in there, or your seat post tube. I don't know, one of those tubes. You put it in there. It's like a GPS pretty much, and you can log on and see where your bike is at all times. So if it's stolen, you could go on your site and be like, oh, hey, officer, my bike is right here, and then go get the bike, get the perpetrator, and you can handle it that way. So I've seen stuff like that before.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen. There's a lot of different GPS stuff like that where it can either be just like a little puck that sticks onto the bottom of your seat, or you can put it mounted in your seat post. There's a lot of different things like that. The problem is though, it's like, yeah, it's great, but you don't always have it active. You have to constantly remember, oh yeah, I gotta put it on the charger or whatever. And
this one I saw was good for 6 months. Like you have to charge it once every 6 months. It was like really good. Like you wouldn't have to do a whole lot of work to maintain it.
Yeah. Mostly juvenile. Yeah. A lot of them are here in Chicago. A lot of them are the fixie gangs, what we call them here, and they're all like 14 to 17-year-olds stealing a bunch of fixie bikes and stuff, or just bikes that they can get their hands on.
And then they get arrested, and their mom is like, "My kid has never stole anything in their life."
Yeah.
I can't believe you guys would say this. Man, we caught him on camera. You know.
Yeah, and I know I guess for some it's a petty theft, but you gotta realize it's somebody's way of commuting, so they just get a slap on the wrist and fuck it. People get a slap on the wrist for murdering people here in Chicago, so fucking bike theft.
I was gonna say, Chicago's probably got bigger things to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah, which sucks, but
yeah.
I mean, shit, dude. When I was assaulted, fucking, I got it all on video. They didn't do anything.
Well, that's the thing is like they said, wait a second, you survived and you're filing a police report. Why?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it's sad. I understand that though. This was years and years ago. I remember watching an episode of Cops, and the Cops,
my favorite show, man.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I used to watch Cops like religiously.
Remember when we were in Vegas and I was like, "Yo, this gas station looked like it was on Cops."
Yep.
Remember I said that shit?
Yep. And it probably was. The whole strip is always on Cops.
Yeah.
Whole or not segments. They have whole like Vegas specials all the time.
Yeah.
But so the what the cops were doing was like a setup, like setting a bike out to get stolen. But what their trick is they were putting a like nice expensive road bike or mountain bike out there that was like $5,000, so that when they stole it, they could charge them with grand larceny because it was over a certain amount.
Yeah,
like make it a more serious crime.
Mm-hmm.
But and then after the person, they'd capture him and be like, "Oh yeah, we're charging you with this," and the guy's like, "For what?" Like, "Oh, it's because you stole a bike that's worth this much." Well, I had no idea. It doesn't matter. You still did it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. It's funny when like on Cops, same deal. Like they'll lean up the bike against a pole or whatever, and the guy will like look left, right, get on the bike, start riding, and then they tackle the guy. Guy's like, "Yo, man, I just got it from this other dude. He told me, man, just ride the bike over here."
Yeah.
What dude? Oh, the dude over there. He's not there right now, but he was there like a minute ago. And the cops will be like, "No, this is my bike, man. No. Listen, man, there's a dude over there. He told me to take the bike." I'm like, bro, like the whole thing's on camera. Just fucking stop.
Yeah.
You guys ever watch Bait Car?
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
That's the name of the show.
It's not on anymore.
Yeah,
it doesn't come on anymore. That was my show.
Yeah.
Man. And it's just so funny, man. Yeah, a lot were in Chicago. A lot were in like California, maybe San Bernardino.
Yeah, I think so.
Like in rough areas of Cali. San Bernardino is pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yo, and like the excuses people give, like, yo, no, it's my friend car. He just let me hold it real quick. Blah blah blah. Yeah. And like the whole thing is recorded, the conversation recorded, everything's recorded, and they're like trying to deny it. It's like, like, just, yo, bro, just stop, man. This is not your first rodeo,
Yeah, it's crazy. Like at work, we have security cameras, and I'll just tell people, like, just tell me the truth. You're on camera. If I have to pull it up, like, no, man, this. I'm like, all right, to tell you the truth, I've already looked at it, and you're lying to me.
Aren't you? I don't know how secure that shed. I don't want to call it a shed, but the foundation around your bike for where you park it. Greg, is it that secured? Like, I know there's a lock on it, but aren't you kind of nervous somebody easily just going in there?
Well, it's right in the front, so if someone was to, I guess, like if somebody knew my bike was in there and drove up real quick, busted open the door and threw the bike in the back of a truck and took off, it could happen. But at the same time, the business insurance would cover it, so I'm not too worried about that. And then the other thing is, like, you got to be really, really desperate. Now, I will say that Ryan and one other guy have parked their bikes in there for like days at a time. Like, he'll come in and he rode his bike to work a couple weeks ago when it was kind of warm in the morning, and by the evening it was really cold, so he didn't ride home. Well, then it got cold for several days, and so he just left his bike at work for like a week. And I thought, obviously if you leave your bike in there and somebody steals it, you're screwed. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I guess if it got broken into, the insurance of the business would cover it. So but I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say bike thefts isn't too common out there anyways.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when people can leave their bikes just out and not get stolen.
Yeah.
But I would be that guy who gets lucky enough, but whatever, it would be a crappy day for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially walking home in cleats, that would suck.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say,
yeah, ain't no bus or train out there for you, huh?
There's buses. I wouldn't need a bus, so it's only 3 miles, so it's not like.
is there a lot of Ubers out there for you?
Not down here. I know actually some guys from work that on the weekends or on holidays and stuff, they drive for Lyft and Uber.
Mm-hmm.
Sundance, if you've ever heard of the Sundance Film Festival.
Oh yeah.
It's just a little north of here, and so when Sundance is going on, they work almost every night doing Uber or Lyft.
Oh, okay.
And they make pretty good money, but it's not really big down here.
Okay.
Greg has never taken a cab before, so he doesn't know how to get one.
Yeah. Closest thing to a cab.
Believe it or not, I actually have never taken a cab here in Chicago until a couple of weeks ago, because I always took Uber or just public bus or train. But dude, man, there's some of those cab drivers are dickheads. I was walking around just outside of O'Hare, the airport, and I was about to get into the cab, and then I'm like, all right, well, take me to the CTA, whatever blue line. And then he's about to get going, and he's like, "Oh wait, by the way, my credit card thing's not working." I'm like, "Oh fuck, dude, I don't have any, or no, yeah." I'm like, "Well, I only have like $5 on me." He's like, "Oh, well, get out then." I'm like, "Oh fuck you, dude." So I hopped out and went to the next cab. Unfortunately, it was working, but they always do that because they want cash. Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't take cabs. Fuck it.
I really try my best not to take a cab. Like I was gonna take one tonight to like hurry up and get here, but I was like, well, it's gonna be the same thing as taking the train. So
yeah,
fucking, I'm gonna just take the train, which is like no additional cost because I have a monthly Metro card. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I was hoping we could ask Crazy Cycling Vlogger some questions. I don't know if you guys have been following his channel at all, or if you follow his channel at all. He lives up in, I think it's called Thunder Bay. It's up in, I want to say Ontario.
Yeah.
I've been watching him, I think, since I started cycle vlogging.
Yeah, I know they get a lot of lake effect, I think, over there. I think. I'm not sure.
That guy leaves his house and he'll be like, "Oh, it's negative 22 Celsius." I'm like, "Well,
yeah,
fuck that."
That's
man.
crazy.
On my bike. No. He said some crazy ass temperatures. I'm like, fuck that shit.
And like all year, his temperatures were in the freezings back in September.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's cold up there, and the snow gets thick, and dude's always just trucking around on his fat bikes. And he goes through some really, really pretty areas. If you follow him on Instagram, you'll see some really, really nice photos of his bike, just out in the woods and stuff. But it's really cool. But yeah, if you want to know about snow riding, or you want to see what it's like to ride in some like thick snow, check out his channel.
Yeah, actually, I'm surprised I've never subbed to him, but I'm watching one of his videos now.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny. He's bringing his bike into
the bank.
The bank, yeah. That's what I do sometimes too.
Yeah.
I mean, usually businesses never have a problem with bringing bikes and stuff, like CVS and stuff like that. They don't care.
All right, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I was kind of nervous at first, but
I went to a Subway up, not in New York City, like a little north, maybe like 13, 14 miles out of the city. They're like, "Nah, you can't bring the bike in here." I was like, "Well, fuck you. I'm not buying a sandwich, I guess."
Yeah. Well, the thing is, yeah, did it have any like places to lock up or no?
I didn't have a lock on me, but the place was empty. I think it was like one other person in the place.
Oh, okay.
And I would have had a corner for myself anyway, So.
Yeah. I don't like when businesses do that because first of all, it doesn't take up too much room, and even if you don't have a bike rack in front of your business, expect people to put bikes inside your business. Like you need to realize that.
Yeah. And that kind of all gets back to what we first kind of talked about with the electric bikes thing, is if electric bikes get cheaper, number one, that's probably their biggest issues. They're really expensive. So the cost to get into riding an electric bike for those who wouldn't normally ride a normal bike is kind of extreme right now. So they need to make them cheaper. But everything gets cheaper as time goes on.
Yeah.
But with more people riding, there's going to need to be more places to lock up your bikes.
Exactly.
So, it'll eventually come.
I'm so envious of countries or cities like what is it, Copenhagen and Amsterdam and all those places where it's just like so bike friendly out there. I love it. I always watch videos and like I'm on Twitter. I can't speak. Subscribe to this channel that features cycling infrastructure out in the Netherlands, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
that's not bad, man. Your voice hasn't cracked tonight.
Oh, I've counted. It's 3 times already. One was like
man,
stream. Like literally the second the stream started, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
My headphones aren't working then.
You got that noise cancellation thing going on. It seems it's like cats outside fighting or something, so it's like, well.
Yeah, I think it's the Corona.
Yeah, there you go. Making you a man.
Oh, man.
Anyway. Yeah, but I know we pretty much stayed on topic with bike stuff tonight, but I was thinking, yeah, we kind of deviated a little bit, but we did pretty good. I think as far as
good
topics go for bike stuff, and our chat's been like crazy tonight.
Yeah, it was a good chat.
I've been surprised how much has actually been going on there. Whether it's them just talking to each other or asking questions, we've had decent feedback. It looks like the watching has been staying up decent too.
I think the most, at least that I saw, was 16 watching, which is really good, actually.
Yeah.
It's slowly going up, though. The more we stream, it slowly goes up. So that means more people are enjoying the streams, which is good.
Yeah. But even with our kind of delayed start, I was thinking, everybody's going to come, look, see it's not there, and just assume it's done. But
yeah.
Yeah, I was worried about that. I posted on my Instagram and also commented on my live stream video announcement video that it'll be starting a little later. So
yeah, have a good night, David.
Thanks for everyone for sticking around.
Yeah.
Later, David. 100% my fault, not Greg's or Chicago's fault. Just me.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't matter though, as long as we stream anyways.
Yeah.
So all is good.
And I was actually kind of surprised. I saw like 1 or 2 people say, "Hey, do you guys have channels or whose channel?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Yeah, of course we got channels. That's how we're on here."
Yeah.
yeah, we got channels.
Wait, who asked that?
And I'm not sure if he's that way or that way on your screen.
I'm right here. I'm Chicago.
That's Chicago. And obviously, if you're watching this right now, you know Jav, or somehow you just found your way to like the weirdest part of the internet.
Yeah, I mention you guys in my videos every now and again, so like I hope people know who you guys are.
And that's the thing is, it's like I've noticed that the community almost seems like it's getting bigger. Like I don't know if you've been noticing, but it really seems like I'm seeing more cycle-related vloggers, and like people will comment on a video of mine, and I click on their profile and see like they've got a bunch of videos out. I'm like, holy cow, I've never even heard of you.
Yeah.
And so,
well, yeah, like for example, my subreddit, it's gotten a huge increase in traffic with people not only just sharing videos like what I kind of do, where like small incidences and stuff like that, but like psychobloggers too. I've noticed a lot of people are starting to psychoblog, which is good to see.
Yeah. Or everybody has their own style, which is cool too.
Yeah, exactly. Or just people with cameras all together while they're riding their bikes, which is awesome. Because I cannot stress enough. I personally think you need a camera, on your commutes. It's necessary, I think. It'll save your ass in the long run. Yeah. At least I think. Because I cringe whenever I think back when I didn't have cameras on my bike. I just feel protected with them. Yeah. Because the thing is, when cars see like a camera on your helmet or wherever it is, I feel like a lot of them drive safer around you because people are afraid of them, of cameras.
Yeah. Definitely when it's on your helmet, it's way more noticeable. So
exactly,
if I felt comfortable putting it back on the helmet, I would put it back up on the helmet, especially because I like the view perspective more because, when you're looking around, it's almost like you're more in tune with the rider, where when it's on my chest, it's just that straightforward shot the whole time. And unless something comes into the frame, you're never going to see it.
Yeah.
But,
I'm still pissed I lost my rear camera.
Oh, yeah.
What? You guys just dropped off the bike?
Yeah. during my commute about a month and a half ago. I was like,
Mhm.
fuck, man.
Damn.
Someone got a free. Well, I think it was a GoPro Hero 3. So it was a couple. It was like 3 years old.
Hmm.
I got my use out of it though, which is good.
Yeah, you know what? I think I mentioned this to you, but your GoPro 5, you can actually hook up a mic adapter to it, and
Oh, can
it's
you?
5 session, right? 5 session.
Yeah, Section 5. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, because Chase on Two Wheels, he's a motovlogger. He actually does that. He uses a session, and he has like a adapter that goes to it, and then he does his motovlogs that way.
Okay.
So maybe you might be able to do the same. You probably just have
Yeah.
to look into it a bit.
Yeah, let's hope so. Yeah, because this camera isn't too friendly with accessories. Because I need to get I think it's like someone commented on my video. I forgot who. Uh, they said like I need like a charger adapter or something like that. Because you can't replace the batteries yourself with the Session 5. That you like, which kind of sucks. So
Yeah, yeah.
you can't really do too much with that camera.
I remember the Session 4 came out. It was like $400. I'm like, who the hell is paying
Yeah, I
$400
know.
for that?
I paid $350 for the Session 5.
Oh man, that was terrible.
I know. Well, the thing is, dude, my roommate like just like dragged me into buying it. I'm like, oh my god, fine, I'll fucking get one. I needed a new camera anyways. So. But no, the next camera I'll get, I'm
Alright.
probably gonna get the Fly Stick. Ah, fuck, I forgot what it's called. I don't know. It's a rear camera. It's both a camera and a light for your back, which is
Cool.
pretty cool. Yeah.
I've seen something that's probably that, but I saw something that was like that.
Yeah.
Seems like a cool concept.
Yeah, I think so too. So I'll look
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah,
But
I've been seeing a lot of cool bike tech stuff coming out. One thing was like a bike light that it's on, but it gets brighter when it senses the G-force of your brakes being applied. So it's just like in a car,
Oh.
it's like applying a brake.
yeah,
I
that's
think that's kind of cool. So that way, people at least know when you're hitting the brakes, because obviously if they're not paying attention, you can lock up your brakes and slow down really quick on a bike.
yeah, and they can ram into you.
Yeah.
One thing I like is that helmet. I don't know if you guys the helmet where it has like the brakes. I think it's like the light and then like indicators on the helmet too. Which way you're going.
Yeah.
I want to get one
I've
of them
seen that.
too, but it's expensive.
Someone asked what's the best camera for biking.
That's actually pretty difficult.
I think it all depends on what are you going to do while you're recording. Are you going to vlog? Are you just using it for safety? Are you, what are you doing with it?
Yeah, because there's a lot of cameras. You can get the GoPro Hero 5, the GoPro Session, the Fly 12, the YI 4K, the Contour. There's so many different cameras that you can get, really. So at least you have like a big variety of cameras to look into. You're not just,
Yeah, I actually really like the quality of video that I get from my old. It's a Hero 3 Plus Black Edition, and I've been seeing those on. It's like Craigslist, but it's not Craigslist. Here we call it KSL. And they go for like.
Wait, do you guys have Backpage out there?
That doesn't sound familiar.
Alright.
But it's probably just another, I don't know, like flea market kind of site.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so here there's just a thing called KSL. It's part of the news station here, KSL.com, whatever. Anyway, so they sell all kinds of stuff on KSL, and you can get a Hero 3 here in Utah. I don't know what they cost wherever you guys are, for like 150, 120 bucks. And that's not a ton of money, especially because the Hero 3's still got decent quality. It'll shoot 1080p at like 60 frames per second if you want to record that high frame or that high quality. I run mine at 720 and 60 frames per second, I think, and I've been happy with that. The mic and stuff is pretty easy to get an external mic for. It's not super big and bulky. When the newer GoPros came out, it became harder and harder to put aftermarket accessories on them. So like your mics and stuff require an audio adapter box and all this other stuff. So like if you go and look at some of the top YouTube not bicycle vloggers, but like moto vloggers, you'll see on their front cameras they have this giant box off to the side that is just there to adapt the mic. And you know, for a cycle vlogger, it's even more of an issue because you got to find a place to put that giant box. And I've got my camera right here. You know, for me, it's just this one cable. You know, it plugs right into the side.
Oh my god, I have so much bad memories of these fucking cables.
Oh yeah, yours broke on you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
mine still
like
hasn't.
The third day.
Yeah, mine still hasn't.
Damn.
I think that's how you and I kind of started talking. Was you were talking about your external mic adapter, and then you got the little windsock things.
Yep.
And that was like, oh man, I was trying to find the windsocks, and that's how I found your channel, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And you know, that's how we kind of started chit chatting. But anyway, so you can do a pretty good setup with pretty good quality and pretty good audio quality. That's not too expensive. I mean, the mic itself is like $10 on Amazon.
Yeah.
Camera's $120, $150. So for less than $200, you can easily get a decent setup.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know why, but that mic adapter cord, like, I think it was just a cold. I don't know. But the thing is, you guys have no issues with them either.
I don't move mine a lot though either, so I don't know how often you are moving yours. Mine is pretty stationary, so it holds the same shape all the time.
Okay.
So if it might be around.
I need to replace mine like every year. So like I'm on my third mic since I've been cycle vlogging. I got my first one like in August 2015, and then like July 2016 it went bad, so I bought a new one. Then like July 2017 it went bad. So like 2 years it lasted like exactly 1 year. So I guess July 2018 I should look forward to buying a new one. But like, you know, spending $15 on audio equipment a year,
that's not bad.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna make that if you monetize your channel. You're gonna make $15 a year easy.
Yeah, if YouTube doesn't decide to fucking demonetize the video.
Yeah.
Yo, my video from yesterday. Yeah, I uploaded yesterday. That still has the yellow dollar sign on it. Like,
it's because you.
I'm not showing. Yeah, I talked about it. Yep. So you know what? Next time I'm gonna just put porn on my channel, but I'm not gonna put porn. I'm not gonna tag porn. I'm not gonna tie with porn. I'm gonna call it like, you know, whatever.
Oh, they got him already. See, all you had to do was talk about it, and YouTube's like, nope, strike.
They're watching this right now.
Did you know you froze? Did you know you froze, John? Like you totally just cut out.
You know what? I'm looking at the live stream through, you know, like YouTube, and I did notice it like started buffering for a second.
Yeah, you started talking shit about YouTube, and YouTube's like, oh, shut that shit down, shut it down.
Yo, you know what's funny? I made a video about the whole demonetization thing. And I swear to God, like that video had like very low views, and then like my videos for the next week had very low views.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, they're like, dude, this guy want to talk shit? This guy want to talk shit? Yeah. He's not getting paid today, yo. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, YouTube can be sketchy.
So here's what I've noticed. So a couple of times now I've posted something with a holiday reference like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, yada, yada, yada. Anytime I make any holiday reference, it gets the yellow gold or dollar sign. And then if I challenge it, it goes away like almost instantly.
That's
I have that too. Yeah.
Or what in one case, what I did was I changed the title and it got rid of it. So whatever the algorithm is, it looks for certain key things.
Yeah.
And it will actually, especially around the times of any of these attacks or whatever, it will listen. Like it actually listens to some of the audio from the thing. Just like it listens for music, it listens for keywords. And if certain words are spoken, boom.
Damn.
You know, it's funny. So I've also had the similar experience where I'll challenge it and like 5-10 minutes later it's green. I've had where I uploaded, I don't know if you saw my New Year's Eve video from like last week or whenever I uploaded it. I uploaded it. It was green for the first day. The second day, it went to orange. I never contested it. The third day, it went back to green. I mean, it's weird, man. Like,
yeah.
And I think that video, in terms of adult content, was more on the adult content side than my terror video. But yet, the terror video is still, right now, I'm looking at it right now on my screen, it still has a yellow dollar sign.
Yeah. I wonder, it might be because of the way the algorithm is. It's more lenient on adult-based kind of content in comparison to, I guess, like what they view as radical or terrorist-related content and stuff. And maybe, I don't know.
So what I've been reading or hearing is that anything to do with any of the attacks or whatever, they don't want people profiting from it. No matter whether you're giving a positive or a negative on it, they just don't want people making money off of the terror. So they don't want to monetize. Advertisers don't want to be putting ads on it, whether you're talking about it and hey, this was a terrible attack. A lot of people were hurt.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Terrorism sucks. They don't care.
And that's such hypocrisy, man.
Yeah.
That is such hypocrisy because, like, I don't mean to get on a soapbox here, but, like, did you guys see that white guy who was killed by the cops in the hotel? Like, he had, like, a pellet gun.
Yeah, I saw that. That's fucked up.
Did you see that? All right.
Yeah.
So, notice how that got no media attention at the time. And I actually remember when that story came out, like, almost 2 years ago. This is obviously our first campaign video of it. Notice how that gets no media attention because no one cares about white people getting killed by the cops. Mm-hmm. Black guy gets killed by the cops, it's all over the place. And the media, I really don't think the media cares if black people get killed by the cops or not, but they know that's going to definitely spark an interest in people, so they'll definitely push that to be one of their headline news stories. And now you have all these people clicking on this article. They click on the article, they click on the video, they're getting ad revenue. CNN, MSNBC, whoever, they're getting all this ad revenue, and these news stories these news companies are making so much money off of these terrible stories. And you mean to tell me, like a guy like me, can't ride his bike around talking about it, or like
exactly
on the west side, I can't like show what people what's going on and make like $1 or $2 off of it. But yet these news companies make millions upon millions of dollars in ad revenue per year. And I mean, it's like such hypocrisy. It's really crazy.
I don't know what they were doing before this algorithm, but they need to stick to that because it does work. Like, have people report the videos themselves and stuff, automatically it getting taken down just because of what a fucking robot hears.
Yeah, and I'm torn with it because, as I understand it, the main reason why they developed the algorithm to do what it does now is because a lot of kids' videos were being exploited.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
There's a lot of stuff on that uses, it's a Disney theme, whatever, and then like 5 minutes into the video, all of a sudden it turns into this weird pornographic, not video, but like crazy talk and this kind of thing. So YouTube was getting the complaints from the parents because their kids all of a sudden are just, coming in and talking about, vaginas and this and that. And they're like, where are you hearing that? Oh, it's on this Frozen video. And they watch it and it's just like, how does this get through YouTube's thing? And they were doing it specifically just for the clicks, because kids will get on YouTube and spend hours just hitting next.
Yeah.
And so they were using the tags and all the other weird links that that YouTube creates to get the clicks. And to me, I'm like, okay, yeah, do that. You spent the time creating this video, make it a kid video.
Exactly.
Why do you have to go to the next extreme and be like, oh yeah, we're going to pervert the kids? Like, you shot yourselves in the foot when you did that.
Mm-hmm.
But you were getting the clicks. You were getting the kids who were sitting there, and mom and dad didn't want to pay attention to them, whatever. So they put them in a corner and like, here, have the tablet. And you let the kid just sit there for 6 hours watching YouTube videos. And okay, that's the parenting style you want to do. Whatever. I'm not going to judge you. I am judging you, but I won't. If they watch cycling videos, I'm cool. But the problem is that these people were just bastardizing the system and uploading all this garbage content, and making it so that these kids are getting, exploited.
Yeah.
And so YouTube had to get it under control because advertisers were pulling ads from the top the top YouTubers.
Well, that's the thing. Even more just got more pulled out now. I guess more advertisers. So it's like the third round of the ad apocalypse, whatever they call it. But maybe I guess to speak positively of like the whole what YouTube is doing, maybe it's just we have to, I guess, deal with the whole rough end first before it gets better. I don't know, because I mean YouTube let it go out of control. They're responsible for this. I personally think just letting it go like this, and I guess maybe they're trying to correct themselves, and it's that bad right now. Maybe it'll get better.
It's a lot like governments when you.
Oh, here we go.
You try to come up with a simple solution for a simple problem. Government gets involved and has to overcomplicate the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Like, here we go. We can't just simply say, hey YouTube community, we trust that if you flag this video with enough people flagging it, we'll review it, and then we will say, okay, you're right, we're going to demonetize it. But at the same time, what I understand is the reason they didn't do that is because every second there's like hundreds of hours of video uploaded. So it could be up for a long enough period of time that the advertisers, their advertisement is representing whatever this video is, or is advertised on this video. And so before the reviewers can actually go in and say, oh crap, yeah, that shouldn't be on there. So they created this robot to do it. And the robot is just like going out of control, And unless you actually ask for a review, and YouTube, like I said, I have asked for reviews thinking, because if you read the policy, it says once you've hit, I think it's 1,000 views or something like that.
Yeah.
Once it hits 1,000 views, they'll review it. And so for me, I look at that and I go, well, might as well not click on it. But one time I did click on it, and within a day, it was back to being monetized. So I thought, that's weird. It doesn't have 1,000 views, yet somebody obviously reviewed it. So I think that they're using that as its own filter, because I almost didn't click it for the sense that I was like, I don't make any money on the video anyway, so why click it? But I just clicked it for the hell of it. And sure enough, somebody reviewed it because it got switched. Or the algorithm figured it out after a day. I don't know. But there's definitely some things there that are overdone as far as the algorithm goes. Obviously, like you're saying, Jav, I'm not exploiting the dead. I'm not making light of the situation. I'm talking about a real life thing that people want to know about, especially if it's coming from somebody who's there. Me talking about the attacks in New York, that doesn't make sense. But a person who lives in New York talking about it, like, you're getting a firsthand account of somebody who lives or experienced that, and it's affecting their lives.
I mean, not only that, isn't it kind of in a violation of the First Amendment, like the freedom of speech, and not only that, but censorship too? Because you're kind of like you're restricting from having somebody talk about a topic just because.
So censorship, no, because that's not covered, because YouTube is a private entity. So the First Amendment only affects you in the case that like the government is refusing to let you speak.
Yeah,
YouTube, you have every right in the world to say what you want, but if YouTube says, well, we've got policies, and you agree to those policies when you upload a video, you've signed an agreement with them. Not verbally, not contractually. It's just, it's in their policy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, it's like if you go to work, you can say the customer's stupid and say, hey, it's my freedom of speech. And the boss says, yeah, freedom of speech is awesome. I love it, but you can't work here when you talk like that.
Yeah.
So.
I wish we could say that. Fuck the customers. How about the people I work with are stupid?
Yeah. Yeah. Can say, Jav, you need to get a government job. You can't get fired from those. Or so I
hear.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of job, isn't it do you have to get up for work in the morning?
Taxation stuff.
I should get up for work tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll be sick tomorrow morning. I don't know.
You know what's funny is people forget we fought a really significant war over taxes. The Revolutionary War. But everybody seems to forget about that one.
What is it? No taxation without representation?
Exactly. When you're being taxed and you can't see what those tax dollars are being used for because it's funding, people's trips to Hawaii and all this other stuff. You're like,
or
hey,
Las Vegas.
Or Las Vegas. I know, right? It's like the government's paying for people to go to Las Vegas? What? Putting them up in nice hotels? What?
I'm sure the hotel room wasn't that nice.
Probably not. It's probably in a really seedy part of town. Somewhere definitely not on the strip. Definitely not dead center of the strip or anything like that. I mean, I could see if they put them in like Mandalay Bay, especially now. They probably get really good rates on routes to Mandalay Bay. And Mandalay Bay, sure. All the way at the end of the strip, right across from the airport where it's really loud all the time. That's where people would be put up, you know, if like the government was paying for it. But,
I just realized we used to probably talk about like the 2 most controversial topics on YouTube right now. I wouldn't doubt if all of our accounts are terminated on YouTube by tomorrow morning.
You see, they were really trying to shut me down like a few minutes ago. They're like, "What? This guy's talking about us? Shut him down, yo! Shut him down!"
Oh man, went tubeless on your big bike. Oh, nice tubeless.
On my big bike, cool. Tubeless is definitely the way to go.
I was on a ride with a guy with tubulars. Tubeless and tubular are the same thing, right?
No, tubulars are like tubes that are part of the tire.
Oh, okay. So different.
So when you change a tubular, like you change the whole tire. Like it's all one big piece. Tubeless is basically like slime tubes, but there's no tube. You just it's kind of hard to initially set it up, but it's one of the best systems. And everybody that I've talked to is like, oh yeah, if you like slime tubes, you need to run tubeless, because the major benefits are you run way lower pressure, so the comfort of the ride is better, and the sealant is better. So it's even better than the slime stuff. So, but the initial cost is expensive.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was on this ride with this guy with tubulars, and pretty much he got a flat, and he had to take the whole tire off. It's like one piece, and it just comes right off. He said that he was running like 175 psi, like some crazy shit like that.
Yeah. And to me, the high PSI is not a bonus. It's a negative. Like you want to get as low a PSI you can, because then the tube is taking up the bounce or the shock. So you with a nice stiff frame, the shock absorption being done by the frame in conjunction with the tubes or the tires, it makes the ride that much more comfortable.
Yeah.
But when you're rolling 170 PSI or whatever the PSI the guy was riding at, like, that thing's a rock. Like, it's solid as a rock. So any bump you hit is going to go straight into the fork, straight into your hands.
Right. Yeah, I should probably wrap this up because
definitely late there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. Well, it was definitely a fun stream tonight.
Yeah, it was good. I apologize for those that just came by too. I know Nigel and Two Wheels. I think you guys just stopped by, but it's getting pretty late.
Yeah, sorry for starting the stream late, guys. I'm looking at Nigel's YouTube right now.
Yeah, I'm hoping we can because the last time we did a stream, I think it was like September 21st or something like that. Yeah, I'm hoping we can do one maybe like beginning of January or middle of January or something like that, instead of like 2 or 3 months up the road.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
I'm cool with that, especially with the holidays and stuff coming up. That's one thing that we didn't really talk about. I was going to ask you guys, you guys doing anything for the holidays? But
yeah,
I'm flying into Salt Lake.
Yeah, and your Learjet.
Yeah.
That was funny. I was like, man, he's making practicing runs to come to Salt Lake. That's cool. All right. Planning a vacation sometime soon.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna take a week off. Me and my girlfriend were each gonna take a week off from work in January, and we're probably just probably go to like Philadelphia for a couple of days, some shit like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like some like a little couple vacation or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to take a week off for Christmas. I don't get to do that this year.
Why?
With the new position, I got more responsibilities now that it's harder for me to
take off.
Yeah, to take off the time. Vacations are going to be really rough. I'll say that.
Yeah.
You know, I've never noticed you took a vacation. Like in the year that I've known you now, I don't know if you're like big on vacation or anything like that, but
yeah, I typically don't, and I my vacation was usually the week of Christmas. So if you watched my video last year when I went tubing with my family and stuff like that, that's all part of the week that I would usually take off right around Christmas.
You went with your daughters like on that snow thing. They were going down.
Yep.
Is it that thing?
Yeah. So that was part of the week that we were gone. But yeah, we would try to do as much as we could, and now obviously with the position and the time and the effort that I have to put in, vacations will just be harder to take off in big chunks for a while anyway, until I have a better grasp of everything and I feel more confident in the managers to be able to run the place without me there.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Scrag gonna be on vacation. Like, yo, we just making it rain out here. I would like to see the liberal version of Scrag. Like, if Scrag was like a bit more on the liberal side.
I would like to see that too.
It would be funny. It would be like, maybe he'll still carry a gun, maybe not. Maybe he won't carry a gun all the time.
So my brother doesn't have a YouTube channel, but it would be my brother. Like, no joke. I'm the only conservative in my family.
Oh, wow.
So my mom, my sister, brother, all my aunts, uncles, everybody's super liberal. Like, and I'm over here like the black sheep, just like, I like my money and I want to keep more of it. What can I say? I work hard for it, so I think I should get to spend it, but who am I to think that?
See, the thing with like Republican politicians, they talk about like trickle down economics and all that shit. Like, I have not seen like a true conservative politician where they're like, I want you guys to keep your money, not okay, wait, the top guys are gonna keep their money and the lower guys are gonna pay more.
No, 100% job. Conservatives, or the conservative party, the Republicans, are not conservatives. They are liberals who cry when they take your money, but at least they feel bad about it. And that's the truth of it. Like, I give all the credit to the Democrats, because they're like, straight up, we're going to take your money and we're going to spend it on things we think are better for the citizens. And okay. And Democrats are like, yeah, cool, awesome, not a problem, sweet, love it. But conservatives are like, no, you should keep your money. But you know what? We really gotta increase taxes too. And you know what? Oh, we can't give you any of that stuff back because we got this. It's like, mother effers. Like,
that's how all of them sound. That's how all of them sound. They always talk about trickle down economics. Drop the tax dollars that they collect. Let it stay in the people's hands. Everyone's like, yeah, this is great. But then when people get in power, oh, by the way, if you make less than this, you're gonna have to like give up more money. It's just like everybody, and then like the two couple guys at the top, they get to keep everything or even keep more because they don't have to pay as much in taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like a true conservative, I just have not seen that guy. Yeah. I want to meet that guy one day.
Yeah,
and meet him.
I do think that it requires more than just a conservative, mindset or whatever. It's a complicated time or complicated subject for the next live stream, maybe. But
yeah, for sure.
It's interesting. Like I said, I think that it could work, because I think if the taxes were taken out at a different place, instead of taxing me at the beginning, let me spend my money how I want to spend it. Maybe you increase the sales tax, and you make it so that when I buy something, it costs me a little bit more to buy it. Now, again, that is an advantage for both me, because I can choose whether or not I want to buy stuff. I can say, hey, I don't really want to buy a new computer right now because I can't afford the taxes on it. But at the same time, I can do more with my money elsewhere. Where the rich person, they're like, hell, I don't care. I don't care about taxes. I'll pay what I want because I got tons of money. They're going to keep buying cars and houses and nice stuff, and the taxes are going to come in through that.
Yeah.
Plus, if they have the incentive, and I've seen this myself. Now, I know a lot of people think it's not the case, but I know for myself in my business, when we have more money, we hire more people or we buy more equipment. If we hire people, that's another person with a job paying taxes. If we buy more equipment, that's another company who is keeping people employed who are paying taxes. So it is all in some way better if more people can keep more of their money because they can spend it on whatever they want. They may hoard it, and that's always the case that people say is, oh, the rich will just hold on to their money, they won't spend it. Bullshit. They're rich for a reason because they know how to wisely invest their money, and they'll invest it in better investments, or they'll buy stuff because that's what rich people do. They buy stuff. The problem right now is the rich have enough loopholes with how they can invest money or hide money that they abuse the tax system. They abuse it in ways that people who make less than $100,000 can't. So the middle class gets stuck paying these exorbitant taxes, getting rolled over on them, not getting ahead. And they're the ones who really ultimately get screwed in the deal because we have a tax system set up by rich people who are funded by more rich people to keep a system in place that protects their money. And yeah, so.
Yeah. Well, my whole synopsis of this whole entire thing is this. My view is the system is designed for the rich people, anyways. Always has been. That's how I think of it. It benefits the rich people.
It is good to be rich, and you will get more advantages with the more money you have. I will agree with that, but I also think this system allows people who start off poor to have a chance to get rich. It isn't easy. I'm not saying that, oh yeah, anybody who just goes to work 40 hours a day or 40 hours a week will get rich. No, that's not the case. Yeah. But there are plenty of opportunities for all kinds of people to make a lot of money. And you can make arguments that, okay, minorities have a harder time doing it. Okay, I agree. Minorities may have a harder time doing it, but they can't because there are plenty of minorities out there who have gotten rich. Now, how they did it, I can't tell you, or what advantages did they get, I can't tell you. I just know that there's a lot of guys who are entrepreneurs and made a lot of money. And that's what our system is great for, is that you can, in fact, get rich if you have an idea that sells. And we don't snuff ideas out here. Well, we try not to snuff ideas out here unless the government doesn't want you to have your idea anymore. But or decides that your idea sucks and it needs to be regulated better by the government. You know, wait till Elon Musk finds out how much the government doesn't like electric cars, and they're going to shut down.
Hey, wait till, well, I guess he knows how much Texas hate electric cars. I mean, Texas have gone ahead and say, well, manufacturers can't sell cars. The authorized dealer can sell a car. And Teslas, they don't have authorized dealers. They're really buying the car straight from the manufacturer.
Yeah.
That's why you can't buy a Tesla in Texas.
That's Utah. Utah has that same exact thing.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that law, who do you think wrote that law? A legislator who gets big funding from who?
Oil companies.
The auto industry.
Yeah.
Oil and auto. And so that's the thing is lobbyists. There you go. Roll it up in one word. Lobbyists. Yeah. That is the number one problem in our government. Lobbyists. People have tons of money to give to campaigns, candidates, and those candidates write the legislation, and that legislation becomes law.
There's a I don't know if his name's Ken Griffin. I don't know if he's a big politician or what. But he's a lot of money, and he's been donating so much to the city of Chicago for like cycling infrastructure. I don't know if you guys watched, but a couple of videos ago, I did like the riding along the lakefront and stuff, and I showed in the video like the separated bike paths. That's all donated by Ken Griffin, who's like a super rich guy, and he donated all his money to that stuff to separate pedestrians from cyclists. And now I guess he's donating a bunch of like money to build like parks and like soccer fields like in, you know, like poor neighborhoods and stuff like that. So I'm kind of glad to see somebody with a lot of money like donating it for the good. So
yeah, and I appreciate that, especially when someone who made the money themselves or have built a business. Warren Buffett's a good example of this. Who puts their money where their mouth is and you know says, I think we should give more money to the government so the government can do things, and I think higher taxes are a great thing, and they do it. But at the same time, you look at their tax returns and you go, wait a second, you're not paying very much in taxes. You're exploiting all these loopholes that the government built in if you write things off. So it's easy for you to say take more money, but then in the end, you're really not giving as much money as you say should be given.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing stops any of these people from writing bigger checks. If you think the government should have more money, you can give the government more of your money. There's nothing that says you can't give the government more of your money. You can actually give the government more of your money at the end of your tax return. If you look, there's a little section, you know, did I take enough out and would I like to give more, yada, 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 donate to campaigns, this, that, and the other. You can give more. I wish I had the option to give less, but.
Yeah, they didn't include that checkbox. I'm sorry.
No. But it is what it is, you know, and that's the thing is we have to all live in the same system until it gets fixed or it gets broken worse, and then they change it again on us. But I just, like I said, I at one point in time in my life lived off of hot water with ketchup packets. So I know what it's like to struggle. I now make enough money to live comfortably, eat good, and wish that I had spent more of my younger life making investments, but I didn't have the money to do it, so that I could have furthered my wealth today. But I'm still young enough that I can, and I appreciate what money can do for you. I know what it can do for you. I know that it's a powerful thing, but I just wish that more people had the opportunity to keep more of their money, especially when they're young and single. Young and single people get taxed terribly.
Oh. Don't even get me started on that, man.
No, I know, man. I know. It's just like everything else for young single, especially men. Young single men get taxed the worst, and they have to pay the most for insurance, for all kinds of stuff. You know, your risk factor is so much higher than everybody else. Well, what it is that you're young and you're healthy and you're a man. You're probably going to have a job. You're probably going to work most of your life. You're easy source of income for most of these agencies.
That's why I need to go get a girl. I need to go back in that Tinder game.
Straight up, man.
Just go on Grindr.
Yeah. Nah,
I'll take anybody at this point.
But you know, and that's the thing, you know, and gosh, so many different topics we could talk about, and we just got to get going, man. But it's just it sucks. Like it sucks. I'd like to see a more fair tax plan. And if you don't know who Ron Paul is, Ron Paul, great guy. His son Rand, another great guy. I just wish that he had a little more of a presence about him like his dad does. Because he looks the part, because his dad always looked like a crazy old man. Rand looks like a normal person, but he's like this weaselly guy. I wish he was more like his dad. But libertarians, if you don't know what a libertarian is, look up libertarians. That's really what my political leanings are towards, is libertarians, letting people have liberty, letting them fail as much as we let them succeed. Because half of growing in life is failing first. If you never fail, you'll never grow. And a lot of our system is set up for things and people not to fail. And if I didn't struggle for a lot of my life eating, you know, what I called ketchup soup, I wouldn't have wanted better food. You know, if I was always given the low income assistance, or maybe I could have applied for it. I don't know. I didn't make very much money when I was 18, 19, 20 years old. I probably could have gotten welfare or whatever. I never did, because to me, I'd rather just, you know, work and spend my money on paintball and things like that instead of food. So I kind of forced myself to eat ketchup soup, because I traveled for paintball and I spent a lot of money on paintball gear. So, but it made me hungrier. And I don't mean hungrier like physically hungry. I mean hungry like I want more money. I got to get more money. How can I get more money? And so those hard times, those struggles gave me the fuel to do better with my life. You know, and some people do it better than I did. You know, they go to school, they get a great job, they get a good salary right out of college, and they're happy individuals early on in their life. I went through more of a blue collar experience through all of my life, and have risen to the top of the company now and make a good salary. And I'm thankful that I'm where I'm at a fairly young age. It's not the same story for everybody. You know, not everybody will have my story. So I understand that too. You know, some people, you know, life really is hard for them. And I think of Total Control. You guys know who Total Control is. Yeah. And he puts these videos up there, and I'm just like, man, you have such a completely different outlook on life than I do. And you face so many different struggles for whatever reason, whether it's because you're a minority, whether it's because you're gay, whether it's because whatever. I understand. but I also don't feel like I had advantages in any of the things that I did because of the color of my skin or my gender or my sexual preference. Like I just worked my ass off. I made a good impression on the right people because I worked my ass off for them. I showed them I was worth more. They paid me more. And I really think that that is the main thing, is that you've got to put out the effort to be recognized and be in the right places. And that's the thing, is when you work for a corporation, Walmart, you can work your ass off. It doesn't matter. You're one of a billion employees. You're not going to get noticed. You got to try to get into something where you know the owner by a first name, right? Like that is a key to the whole thing, is working for a good company. At least this is my experience, working for a good company and growing with that company and helping that company succeed. You know, if you start working at Walmart, that company's already one of the biggest companies in the world. You're not going to improve it. It's going to be hard for you to make a dent in anything there. You start working for a small business, 40, 50, 60 employees, you can stand out in that crowd. And when that business grows, if you've been one of the key successes for that business, you'll get recognized. You'll get paid for it. But, at least in my opinion, obviously.
Yeah.
You always have to end any opinionated statement that way. Like, but this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
Because you will get jumped on YouTube.
Oh yeah. And this is the thing. And we talked about my liberal brother earlier. My liberal brother, super into feminist rights, the whole feminist movement, and makes a big deal out of minority issues. I can't speak to it. I'm not a minority. So I understand that I can't sit here and say, well, it's not because I'm white. It's not because I'm white. And I, as much as I say that, maybe it was, but I really don't feel like it was, because I struggled. I fought a fight, not because of my skin color or whatever, but because I struggled. I didn't come from a rich family. My family was, lower, I guess you would say lower income. I didn't have advantages in life. I didn't go to a good school. I didn't get, ups. So I have a different view of it, but my brother says all the time, and my brother went to Harvard. Let's put that out there.
Oh, wow.
Went to Harvard on cool. their own dime, or I should say the government's dime, and with a lot of assistance. Yet when we look at our life experiences, we have completely different outlooks on life. And with all the high education that my brother has, the income that he makes is only about as much as I make. And I look at that and I go, okay, you spent a lot of time of your life in school to make the income you're making. I spent a lot of my time grinding my bones and my fingers and my sweat into this company, and I'm making the same amount you're making. Which of us is right? And I don't know. So just two different outlooks on life, and how the importance of education is, in my opinion, it's important, but it's not crucial. There's a lot of people I know who've been successful that only have high school educations, and that's my book. I didn't go to college, I didn't get a higher education. I just worked my ass off for a guy. My brother hasn't really worked a serious job all of his life. He's 5 years older than me. Right now I would say it's a cush job. But I look at it and I go, okay, yeah, you're making good money, but you spend a lot of money to get there, and you're still paying off a lot of that money. So if you take all that into account, if you take all the years of schooling into account and where you went to school, Harvard, this, that, and the other, the amount of money you owe on student loans and everything like that, I feel like I'm farther ahead in life, but that's its own issue.
Mm-hmm.
I think education's overplayed in some ways. But
yeah, I think that's so.
All right.
I need to stop talking. It's one of those things. I'll just keep going.
No, that's fine. To talk about that real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. I tell people all the time, like when I first graduated college, I studied engineering, and I was just like, this is like fucking whack, because it took me so long to find a job. I mean, now I'm pretty good. I can make decent money, like for someone who's 25, blah blah blah. But like the way like college is all hyped up, like there are plenty of people who leave college with 30, 40, 50, maybe 100 G's and like 30, 40 a year, and then you kind of have like what Greg is saying, he didn't go to college, but yet still managed to survive So, you know, you kind of like look at both sides of the card, and then you also have another side where you have like people going to trade schools, plumbing and welding and things like that, and they're making some pretty good money like straight off the bat. So the way higher education has been gassed up for like at least the last 30 years, where you have starting salaries pretty much going down, you have administration salaries going up, tuition going up along with it. You kind of wonder, you know, education is definitely a business more than, hey, let's invest into our future. You know, it's easy for me to say that because I have a degree in engineering, and like I could either work in engineering or like what I do now, I'm a data analyst, a GIS analyst, you know, and I have a job in the STEM field. So it's very easy for me to say, oh yeah, college means nothing to me. But as Greg said, you know, it's your experience and how you feel about the whole experience. So, you know, and when Chicago is done with school, maybe Chicago becomes a police officer. I don't know about in Chicago, but I think in New York, if you have a 4-year degree and you start as an officer, or if you have a 4-year degree and start as a state trooper, you make more money. Literally doing the same exact work as the next guy who just maybe have like 2-3 years out of high school but no college education.
Yeah,
you make more money.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the CPD, like with a two, you can get a 2-year degree or a 4-year degree, doesn't make a difference. The pay is the same. And I'm getting
Okay.
4. So.
All right.
Yeah. And like you said, Job, I think you made some really good points there with the whole thing is kind of like what your real outlook on life is. If you're going for one of those jobs that requires that education, like if you want to be an engineer, you don't start in an engineer's position. You don't apprentice into it necessarily. There are some ways that you might, but really, no, you got to go to college for that kind of thing. In order to just get in the door, you got to have some degree. That degree, you may be the bottom in your class, but you got the degree. You may be the top in your class, and you got the degree, but it just is a way to get in the door. I think what ends up happening though is you get in, and then you still have to prove yourself to wherever you're at. You'll have people that you're just like, oh my God, how did you get your degree? How did you pass the class? You're terrible at this. And then you have other people that are just like, dude, you could be making a lot more than this, and you know, what are you doing here? Like you're so much better at this job than this job needs or requires. But it's just one of those things. And I like the fact that you mentioned trade schools. That's one of those things I didn't mention. Trade schools are huge. I don't know if you guys know who Mike Rowe is.
Yep.
Mike Rowe has a foundation called the Mike Rowe Works Foundation, and he specifically gives scholarships to people to go to trade schools based on, you know, education, things like that, or life circumstances, specifically for trade school jobs. And what a lot of people don't understand is we will always need plumbers, electricians, you know, these labor intensive jobs that require skills that a lot of people just assume, you know, are simple things. But these guys are making 40, 50, 60 bucks an hour in places like where I live. I don't know what they make in New York or Chicago. They could probably be being, you know, 70, 80 bucks an hour.
Oh, some of these guys easily make it 100, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing is you could be a plumber, and yeah, being a plumber is not the easiest job, but it's not the hardest job. It is really good money, and people will always need plumbers, just like they'll always need electricians, just like we'll always need morticians. Go to mortician school, man. People aren't going to stop dying. You know, if you want a kind of a creepy job, but it's going to pay well and it's going to last forever, become a mortician, man.
Hey, you know Andrew from my channel, Bearded Papachula? He back in the day used to work at a funeral home, and he used to move the bodies and stuff like that. I was like, bro, like I couldn't do that shit, man.
Yeah.
But his mentality is like, yo, like whatever I got to do to make money, not whatever, but you know, like if there's a job there for me to make money, they need a guy, I'm your guy to do the job, you know. And he didn't go to college, he didn't even finish high school, and you know, he's that's just like his mentality, like whatever needs to be done, I'll get it done. But I remember when he told me that shit, I was like, what the fuck, man? That's crazy.
I'm really curious when Chicago becomes a police officer, because there's some things about being a police officer that always like appealed to me. A lot of my family on my dad's side were in law enforcement in some degree. And I always thought that, man, I should have been a cop. And people always told me, you have the mentality to be a cop. You should be a cop, yada, yada, yada. And I always thought I wanted to be a cop. Well, it just was something I never did. I'm curious because the fear I always had was the first time I rolled up on a house where a guy was beating his kids or beating his wife or doing something terrible that, like, this guy just needs to be put down.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's the tough situation. Or you get to an automobile accident and there's several dead children in it, and like you got to handle that stuff.
Yeah.
And that was always the thing that turned me off to being a police officer. Was there are some situations that you just do not want to be in. And as a police officer, you don't get the option to say, I'm going to pass on that job. It's like, no, you're the closest responder. You're getting there first.
Yeah.
And it's just,
yeah.
So,
believe it or not, stuff like that wouldn't even bother me. I mean, I can say that now because I'm not there, but like stuff like that wouldn't even bother me. Like, I think positions where someone is threatening my life and I can easily take them down, and now I have to think. I'm not even thinking about, can I take them down? I'm thinking about, do I want to take them down? And now I could risk losing my job. I could risk being on the news.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I guess it would be easier for me because, like, no one cares if black cops shoot anyone. But if you're a white cop shooting at a black person, regardless if that person is right or wrong, now you're definitely automatically like the negative guy in the situation. It's like stuff like that wouldn't bother me. Now, like, let's say someone's trying to take me out. I'm here thinking like, oh shit, I have my gun. I'm pointing it at him. Should I shoot him? Should I take him down? That's something that would really be hard for me as a cop, like ending someone's life.
Yeah.
And it could be a chance that, oh, he's just on heroin. He's just on cocaine. If he weren't on that, maybe he'll be a little better. I just watched a video where the cop used a stun gun and it didn't work. And now, like, the cop is on the ground, and then his partner or whoever comes as backup, and now the partner is pointing a gun at the guy, and the cop shoots the guy and kills him right there. Turns out the guy had some mental illness. But as an officer, you don't have time to think about if, hey, this guy might have a mental illness, you know.
Yep.
You know, you're like in the regular street as a regular guy. Let's say someone rolls up on you, Greg. You have your gun, some guy's threatening you and try to beat you up. He has a mental illness. You don't know that. You don't got time to think about that. You're just trying
It's just to protect your own life.
Yeah, you're just trying to leave that situation the way you went into it, you know, uninjured. But now here you are. You're in this situation. You didn't sign up for this situation. I guess you did because you're a cop, but you know, you didn't have a choice to be in it. And here you are. Maybe you're going to take someone out. That's a position I don't want to be in, a cop, as a regular guy on the street. You know, that's like the number one thing I would hate about being a cop. Seeing dead kids in the car, like, as messed up as it sounds, that won't bother me as much as the situation I just described. Because I don't have to think, I don't have to make choices there. I'm not choosing to end someone's life, you know.
I get you. Yeah, I get you with that. Yeah.
And I think the change is when you have kids.
Yeah, because for me to think,
when you're not in that situation, I can't really get too far into it, but I mean, tonight has been a rough night for me because of a situation going on right now at work, and this individual who's in a similar situation to me as far as he's the sole provider for his family, and he's got 2 kids, one's on the way, and you know, he's doing something at work that's going to cost him his job. And I look at that and I think about, yeah, this guy as an individual is terrible, but his family isn't doing something wrong. His kids aren't doing something wrong. They're going to be the ones who ultimately suffer from his actions, right? Mm-hmm. And so, in thinking about the scope of all this stuff, and before, when I wasn't the person in charge, I used to always think like, oh yeah, that's easy, just let that guy go. But now that I've been in charge and I'm getting to know people and their life struggles and their life situations and more about them that I didn't ever know before, like as just an employee, it was easy to make those like decisions because, yeah, I'm just speaking out of my mind, or this is what I would do if I was in charge. Well, now that I'm in charge, oh my God, like it's gut wrenching. Like you take that stuff home with you And, I look at my kids and I think if I was that guy, I would totally be doing everything I could as well as I could so that there was never a question whether or not I should be part of that company. Like I would be making very specific like efforts to show that I'm here, I'm part of the team, not stealing from the company or doing these things. And I'm sitting here, I'm going, as an individual, it's not hard to make the decision and say, yeah, you can't be here anymore. But as a family man, I look at his family and I say, I'm about to affect not just you, but everyone that you provide for. And it's like, God, it's this tearing inside of you, and it eats you. And it's hard. And I imagine it's the very same thing for if you're a cop. If you're a cop without kids or any responsibilities at home, if you're just a single individual, it probably makes the job a lot easier. But as soon as you have a family, you have a wife, and then when you roll up on a situation that looks like your family, it just puts you on the spot, and immediately you just you associate yourself with the person, and you just think, God, you're a piece of trash. You're just this despicable human being that's doing this to your family. I could never do that to my family. It just makes you hate them more or just be affected by it more. And I just worry, constantly going to situations like that, it's got to be bad for you mentally and emotionally, physically or whatever. But
yeah, you might step out of line, if you see some guy just beating his wife and they have kids, for example, right? And then you could strike a mirror that because you got kids yourself, and you're like what the fuck are you doing, And it's not police officer to civilian, it's father, husband, head of household to head of household. And you're like, yo, what are you doing? But a person like me, I'll come along and I'm just like, well, you got to go to jail tonight, man. And that's it. There's no conversation. Yep. So I agree with you. When you see yourself, it's like a mirror in a way that you're looking at. When you're looking at that family or whoever it is, yeah, you become a different person. It's probably easier for me to just be like, yeah, you're going to get locked up tonight. Or in the previous example, yeah, you're coming at me. Well, I'm just going to have to kill you because I don't have people with mental disabilities in my family. So I don't know how it works for them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it's rough, man.
The CPD, we're getting trained too, new courses to deal with the mental illness. Because about a week ago, I was at Barnes & Noble. There was this homeless guy. He was just spitting at people as they walked by. And I noticed 2 CPD officers went to the situation. They weren't really diffusing the situation at all. If anything, they were escalating it. But then another CPD officer came around and actually dealt with the mental guy quite well and de-escalated it, which was nice to see.
Yeah, that's good. That's good that some people are being able to train others, because there's been cases here in New York where I think the lady was 65 or 70. She was mentally disabled, and she was swinging a bat at the cops, and the cops killed her in her apartment. And it's just that is just nuts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, some of these stories you hear, it's just crazy. Yeah. But maybe none of those cops have a 65-year-old grandmother with a mental disability. I bet if one of them had one, they would be like, all right, hold on. We're gonna have to just take this. We're gonna have to do this differently,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I don't know if empathy is the right word for it, but being able to put yourself in that person's shoes for a moment and understanding whatever their struggle is and appreciating that not everyone is perfect every second of their life. There's so many things that affect you outside of what we know, and I might be having the worst day of my life and you have no idea because you just rolled up into work, and when you see me, I'm sitting at my desk and it just looks like I'm sitting at my desk, but maybe the night before I just got news that my mom died or that my daughter's got cancer or whatever. So my mental state is not right. And then you say something to me and I react terribly to it. And you think, oh God, you're a crazy lunatic person. That's just an in the office thing. That same event in a police situation, some guy's just whacked out of his mind. You don't know if he's high on drugs, if he's just got the worst news of his life. He just found out his wife's cheating on him, whatever. He's not right in the mind. And you roll into it with the commando mentality, not being able to put yourself in that guy's situation. you might overreact and shoot the dude. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, when it all comes together afterwards and you go, holy crap, that guy did not deserve to die. Then it's like, okay, now you may carry that weight with you for the rest of your life. So
Yeah.
I'm sure there are plenty of officers who have killed people who maybe like right at that moment or a day or so later were like, man, I should have not done that. And the thing is, like, when cops kill people, we never get to hear like their perspective, like what they thought. It's always like some scripted statement, obviously prepared by a lawyer on the officer's behalf. You never get to hear what the officer was thinking from his.
Yeah, that's why I'm
own
looking
mouth.
at the body cameras too, because it shows the body cameras show the perspective now of how
It
they.
shows perspective, but it doesn't show what they're thinking. Like two
Yeah,
people can see
true.
the same exact thing and feel two different ways about it. And I'm not saying, oh, he thought that, so he was right, and we have to give him a pass. But it would just be interesting to hear. Oh, he thought this at this moment. This is why he reacted this way. It would just be interesting to hear from the cop's perspective instead of hearing from a lawyer. Well, my client did this. My client did that. He did what he was trying to do. You know, it's really robotic. You know.
yeah.
So.
All right, I hate to be this guy, but I need to wrap this up.
Yeah, it's late. Yeah.
I'm looking at him like,
You
it's only
got
10:30.
Yeah, Scraggy, like, it's only 10:30. I go to sleep like at 1 in the morning. Yo.
Yeah. All right, you turn off the camera. I'll just keep talking.
All right, here we go.
There we go.
Yeah,
All right,
that was
guys.
a good one, guys.
Yeah, you guys have a great
Check you
day.
guys out later.
Have great holidays, everybody, in your travels. Travel safely. Have fun.
We'll be talking in the group, so.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Thanks all for stopping by and hanging out. Appreciate it.
Yep. Take care, everybody.
Thanks to everyone who showed up tonight. Greatly appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, have a good one, guys.
Yep, you too. Take care.
All right, see you guys later.